I welcome everybody today to the nice, beautiful Brisbane city over here. I understand that what's amazing every single day is you guys who are watching me on YouTube today, I understand every single day you must understand why I'm here. I'm here to make sure that every single day I'm going to go and improve myself daily because that's what I believe in. I believe in better communicational skills today. I realize that anything that's better communicational skills today is better habits. And it's a better state of mind. And it's making sure that you're more aware and that you look actually cleaner than ever before. So make sure you're more successful than ever before. I mean, just make sure every single day that before anything happens, just make sure that you zip up and look nicely in terms of your life and just look nice to be able to understand that if you communicate something, I mean, make sure it's greatness today. I mean, just make sure that whatever you want to do today, that it's going to be greatness. I mean, if you understand how to speak to people all day long and you understand how to be in front of people today, I promise you that's the only deal. I promise you the only deal is making sure that you can grow. I promise you, I understand the coronavirus is happening at 5 o'clock today, but guess what? I'm still here. I'm still making sure that no matter what, I'm going to show up for the better times because I understand that I promise you the better times are right now. So if you want to travel today and you want to go somewhere today, I mean, make sure it's your word I. I promise you, the word I is where you need to travel today. I promise you, that's the only deal. I promise you, I understand that if you're going somewhere today, I realize it must be the word I. I understand every single day you must focus upon understanding that whatever's going on around the world is I only. I promise you, that's all you have to understand today. I realize if you want to communicate and you want to make sure that you're the greatest ever today, I promise you, just make sure they understand that people do care. I mean, just understand that. I mean, just understand that people do care because they're not trying to kill you today. I promise you, nobody's trying to kill you today. I mean, nobody's trying to get a knife and put it through. I realize nobody's trying to get a knife today to put it through your throat. I mean, understand? I mean, guess what? I mean, every single day, understand that whatever's going on today in Brisbane, I mean, just make sure that you're positive about it and just make sure you're never blaming other people about it. I mean, just make sure that you blame yourself in a way that you are understanding to take responsibility for whatever's going on every single day. Because I understand it's a COVID lockdown in Brisbane now. I understand that for the next 3 days, from Tuesday till Friday, I mean, from Tuesday to Thursday, so today is a Tuesday, and then we have Wednesday and Thursday, is going to be locked down. So that's in Brisbane City only. I understand, although I understand that what's important is on Friday, I realize I can start busking again. I can start busking on Friday, but I understand every single day that now is Tuesday. I understand, although I have a lot of music to do anyway, I make sure you understand that I'm always doing my work regardless of what's going on around me. So make sure you understand to stay in tune with me every single day so I can go and motivate you daily to become the best version of yourself because that's what's very important. I understand that what's very important today is making sure that you can go inspire people. I mean, make sure you understand that you have to be inspiring people all the time to go and really dwell better and to live better and to understand how to talk better. Because if you have a greater vocabulary in life, then you understand how to speak and public speak and also how to sing and also how to be Jesus Christ and also how to really understand everything about life. I promise you, if you understand how to talk, then you can rule the world. I promise you now, the only world that you have to rule is your world and nobody else's. I mean, make sure you understand I'm never here to rule you and to reign upon you. I promise you, I'm here to understand to just grow you. I'm not here to go and kill you. I make sure every single day I understand that what's amazing every single day is understand that no matter what, that most people have to understand how to talk and how to be on a public speaking microphone and understand how to really speak with themselves all day long because that's all I do. I promise you every single day I understand that when I'm speaking in front of people all day long, I promise you I get hundreds of thousands of people in Brisbane and all around the world watching me. Because how do I do that? I do it through communicational skills. I have something to say all day long. I promise you it's very positive that you understand that anybody who can speak positively all day long can also understand how they're going to be positive. I realize that when I speak positive, I am because I say so. I promise you now, when I understand every single day that when somebody speaks positive, it's because you have to understand how to talk. I realize every single day that if you understand how to talk, then you can understand how to grow yourself. I promise you, you can only ever grow the word I. I promise you, there's no other words in life except the word I. I promise you, if you understand how to use the word I and then abbreviate it with every other word in the dictionary, I promise you, then you understand God. I promise you, then you understand everything about life. I promise you now, the only meaning of life is the word I. I promise you, there's nothing else to understand except the word I. I promise you, the word I for I love you. I promise you, it's very important for you to use that word. I promise you, that word is God. I promise you, that word is I only. I promise you, now, if you understand every single day, I'm always here encouraging myself to go and become the best version of myself daily because this is personal development right here. I promise you, this is the truest way of form to grow yourself. I I promise you, if you understand how to be in front of a crowd and speak and lead people, I promise you, then you understand how to really understand everything about life. But since you're doing busking performances with your job today, I mean, if you're a painter or an art individual or something like that, I mean, make sure you're never just doing art forms. I mean, make sure you're never just painting people with your job. I mean, make sure you get up on the microphone as well. I mean, start doing a life coaching event as well while you're actually painting people. I mean, you understand? Because it's never just about drawing people or drawing animals or drawing architecture. I mean, it's also about speaking that. I mean, what I'm doing right now is I'm drawing a lot of paintings into people about who I am and why I'm doing this. I understand that what's amazing about my life is that I get to draw words. I get to give you all the words of joy every single day. So I understand that what's amazing every single day is we always need a better role model in life. So that's why I'm here. I'm just a better role model. I'm making sure every single day you understand that no matter what's going to happen today, I make sure every single day I'm going to go and do better, I'm going to feel better. But on the way here, I was playing my nice beautiful music that I just made, and I understand that it sounds amazing. But guess what? I have to go and make more automations, and it's only ever day 2 right now. I realize day 2, I understand that either way, that in one day I can make a track. I realize that one day I can make one beautiful 1 hour long music piece of track, and I understand that's 24 hours of work. But I understand either way that I enjoy making music. And now because I enjoy making music, I make sure they understand that right now, I make the arrangement of the music track, and then I go and do the nice beautiful sound production of changing the composition of the music with different sounds and different transpositions. And then I make sure from the third point of view, then I make sure to go and place the automation clips, which is the nice beautiful EQ, which is the equalizer. And you have to understand that the equalizer in music is everything. And if you understand how to use the automations in music production, then you can have a nice beautiful chill mix going on as well in your nice beautiful rave music. So I understand that what's amazing every single day is from that point, just make sure you understand that any kind of synths that I use in my nice beautiful music and any sounds that you hear come straight from those synths. I mean, and then I just let it be that way. So it may have a reverb already in the actual synth lead, which is a piece of sound. I realize it's already done up for me. So all I do is just make a melody. I mean, every single day, if you want to make music, I realize you need the great melody. I realize the melody of the music is everything. First, if you understand, people remember melodies. First now, many people go make techno music and all this psytrance music, but it's only I mean, that's all it's. I mean, that's the whole melody of the track, man. I mean, make sure you understand to go and understand how to do better than that, and go I mean, make a nice beautiful melody and then composition that and make it something newer from that point. I mean, if you understand how to do that, then you can understand how to go change up your sounds and change up the nice beautiful transposition, which is a high tone or low tone. And then if you're understanding that if you go into a synth or something like that in your nice beautiful orchestra, I mean, make sure you understand that you can fine tune it, and you can fine tune it left and right. I understand that what's important is I'm a life coach. I teach everything. I make sure you understand that no matter what, I'm always teaching everything. So if you want to become I today, I realize that you have to become the word I. I promise you, that's all you have to become. So I'm understanding every single day that if you want to do something, I realize that every single day you need talent first. I mean, you have to understand, you have to understand that everybody here has talent for something. But make sure you understand how to grow from that. I mean, make sure every single day you understand how to be in front of a crowd and lead yourself. That's all you have to do every single day, is learn how to speak every single language. So just yesterday I was speaking some Serbian around here, but now I'm speaking some English. I mean, you have to understand every single day that just recently people were saying, speak English. I mean, yes, I speak English already. I already speak English, but I want to speak some Samoan to you as well. I want to speak some Islander. I want to speak some other languages. I mean, do you understand? I mean, English is never the main language of the world. I promise you, it's all the other languages as well. I mean, every single language in the world is the main language. So it's never just English, mate. I promise you, it's all the languages together is the main language of the world. So every single language in the world is equal. I promise you, Serbian is just as good as English. I promise you, I can speak Serbian, and it's a beautiful language. I mean, understand that what's amazing about every single language is if you can speak it, then you can lead the country. I promise you now, if you lead the country, I mean, just, you understand this. I mean, let Jesus do that. I mean, let Jesus go and lead those countries, because that way you let go and you let God do it. I mean, if you understand that the world's getting more corrupt, I promise you, I understand that. I understand the money of this world is getting more corrupt. I understand the police, in terms of the politics and all that, is getting more corrupt. I Unfortunately, the police is always looking for ways to prevent you from succeeding. I understand that because they work for the politics of this world. I never work for the politics. I work for Jesus Christ. Unfortunately, I just do Jesus Christ work, but nobody can control me and nobody can get my word I from me. Unfortunately, you can never force me to say I love you. I love you. I can just say it, but you can never force me to say that. I realize that nobody can control my words. I mean, nobody can zip my mouth. I mean, you understand? I mean, nobody can have power over me like that. I promise you, if you want to zip my mouth, then all you have to do is come and kill me. And then guess what? I mean, you still will never, ever zip my mouth because I have many YouTube videos and I have many contents going around and I have many content that I have a lot of content I've been producing and I have lots of content that I understand every single day that when I use my words better, I understand that's the whole point of public speaking, isn't it? Approach now every single day I understand that no matter what I'm learning, I'm growing just like you. But what's amazing about me is I'm growing faster than you guys right now. I'm a public speaker and that's why. Approach now every single day you must understand that what's amazing about being a public speaker is being able to talk and it's being able to be in front of a crowd and it's being able to understand how to make money while you are public speaking. But what are you going to public speak about? I mean, it has to be a story first, or else you have to talk about your word I and what brought you into this world and who's getting you out of this world. Approach now, every single day you must understand that no matter what, you have to ask questions. Approach every single day that if you understand every single day, they understand when they say, I brought you into this world and I'll get you out of this world. Approach now, no matter what, approach that's Jesus Christ. Approach now, every single day you must understand that no matter what, you're going to learn something much greater every single day to focus upon how to develop yourself because that's the whole point, isn't it? Approach the whole point is understanding that I'm English, but I'm also Serbian and Balkan. But I do more English work today because there's more English people in the planet. I mean, do you understand that? I mean, understand that English is the main language of the world. But I understand it's all together as well. I promise you, if you can go speak every single language in the world, I promise you, please do. I mean, never just speak English, but go learn some Samoan today. I mean, go and learn some Argentinian. I mean, go and learn Portuguese. I mean, go and learn some other languages. But guess what? Or else Portuguese and all other languages are just similar in pronunciation. So if you can pronounce the words of all those countries, then you understand how to talk like everybody else. Actually, that's the whole point, isn't it? But make sure you understand that what's important every single day is focusing on understanding on how to learn and grow. But I love English so much. I'm born in Australia, Sydney. I understand that what's amazing every single day is understanding how to talk with yourself all day long and how to be with others and how to be in front of a crowd is everything. Unfortunately, I'm learning a lot from the personas around here. I'm learning how to never be in life. I'm learning how to never be. I understand some people love to be with drugs. I never do that. I just love to be. I understand, I make sure you understand I love everything. I love to be, I love to do everything. I just understand that most people are understanding that no matter what, that what's important is never be in misery. I love everything, but I never do drugs. But some people are hating drugs and they're doing it. I mean, they think that they love drugs. I promise you now, you must understand to love drugs. I mean, love drugs, but what's amazing is, understand this, that if you're doing drugs today, it's because you hate it. I mean, it's never because you love it. I promise you now, you must understand to start saying that I love drugs. I love drugs. I love hurt. I love violence. I love everything. I love pedophiles. I love criminals. I love politics. I mean, say it for yourself because that way you forgive them. I mean, forgive them because when you love something, then you say, I love this, I love this, I love this. But when you love it, then you forgive it. I realize that I love my worst enemies. I love the people that killed Jesus Christ. I forgive them. I promise you now, every single day you must understand that. I forgive you for what you've done. I promise you, that's love, isn't it? I promise you, I never say I hate you. I never hate you. I say I love you because I understand I stick to the love side. I stick to the love boundary, which is the best boundary. I understand I have no boundaries, but I have love within me. I have love within I only. I make sure you understand that no matter what, I'm very specific with how I talk. And when I talk, I mean, all you ever hear is the word I in every single sentence that I speak. Now, every single time I understand that what's important today is understanding that lockdown in Brisbane is a survival tactic. I mean, guess what? I went planning today and I said, hey, I'm just going to go to the supermarket to get some food and my accommodation. And that's it. I mean, that's where I'm going for 3 days now. Because I understand that people are going to be indoors and all that. I understand that it's lockdown. I understand that COVID lockdown is something where they are trying to prevent you to do something. I mean, they're trying to prevent you, but really understand that nobody can prevent you doing anything. I mean, you must understand that what's important is making sure they understand that during a COVID lockdown, I promise you the airports are never working. I promise you the airports are never working, but I understand that what's important is understand this, that if you're in a lockdown today, I mean, you can go give $10,000 and get to Spain. I mean, it's really easy to go to Spain today. I mean, even during a lockdown, I promise you, what's important is understand that you just have to give some money to go. I promise you, nothing can prevent you. I promise you, if you have some money today, I promise you, it's because you have the word I. I promise you, now every single day, that what's important to me is understanding that when I speak Serbian, I promise you, I get far more people getting my business cards when I speak Serbian than when I speak English. I mean, why is that? I speak better English than I do Serbian. I promise you, now, you must understand either way, that's just the way it is. I promise you, now what's important is understanding that no matter what, that recently I was posting a lot of, let's say 3 videos of nice, beautiful ways of life, but that's a lot of videos. I mean, you must understand that everything is a lot for me. I promise you, everything is a lot for me. I promise you, now, you must understand why is that, because the word I is everything. I mean, you must understand either way that 3 videos and honesty is what I'm talking about. I mean, make sure you understand that when you're honest, I mean, you can have whatever you want. I mean, just make sure you understand that the biggest number in the world is what? I promise you, it's the word I. I promise you, the word I is the biggest number. I promise you, the number 1 never came first. I promise you, I came first. I came first before the number 1. I promise you, now, you must understand that. I promise you, now, if you understand how to use the word I, then you understand how to go and make money. I promise you, if you understand how to talk in front of people, then you can charge people at the door. I promise you, that's what I'm doing. I promise you, every single day you must understand I'm doing this for free right now, but eventually I'll charge people $200 per ticket, or $300, or $10,000 per ticket. I promise you, it's much easier to understand that either way I make money fast. I'll make sure you understand that. I'll make sure you understand that what's amazing about life is you can cultivate a skill and public speak it. I promise you, when you can do that, I promise you, then you can make money. I promise you, that's the only way to make money. I promise you, there's no other way to make money other than being in front of people today and making live events. I promise you, it's much better to make a live event in front of people and have 50,000 people watching you than working a 9-to-5 job. I promise you, if you understand how to make money now, I promise you, that's the best way. I promise you, now, the best way to understand to make money, even better than making live events, is have the word I. I promise you, the word I is right at your door right now. I promise you, if you understand how to use the word I, then you understand you know your word I just use the word I in my sentencing. I promise you, all you ever hear this nice, beautiful life of mine is the word I promise you, what have I said in this video? I've said the word I only. I promise you, there's nothing else I've said in this video other than the word I mean, but Danny, I heard other words in your video. I promise you, no. I promise you, all you have to focus on is the word I, mate. I'm just speaking the word I promise you, I'm not speaking any other words in my video except the word I promise you, you must understand, I come back to the word I only. I promise you, that's how I speak all day long. I promise you that what's amazing every single day is focusing on making sure that you have all the attention every single day and making sure that you can be in front of a crowd very quickly. Because when you can do that, I promise you, then you can be a star. I promise you, you can only be a star and famous when people love you. I promise you, now, you must understand that. I promise you, now, every single day you must understand that what's important every single day is focusing on a greater life for yourself. Because when you focus on a greater life for yourself, then you have everything. I mean, you must be able to treasure yourself daily, or else you must be able to speak with yourself all day long in a positive way, because that way you're going to understand how to love life. I promise you, now, love life in a way they understand how to live life greater. I promise you, that's the only difference. I promise you, the only difference is making sure that you can go and do something every single day in front of people to understand how they work and how they talk and how they do and how they dress and how they look at you. I mean, do you understand? And how do they use the word I could see how you guys are using the word I today. I understand that straight away. I understand that most people and most of the people here never even have a word I promise you, I do have a word I'm using it right now. But what's amazing is understanding that if these people understood the word I promise you, they'd say this. I see a beautiful gentleman over here who's a public speaker. I want to grab their business card. I promise you, that never ever crossed their mind. I promise you, that never ever came toward their mind. I promise you, they never had that interest. So they never ever pick up my business card. I promise you, if you understand that anybody who's walking around here who does pick up my business card is the word I promise you, you must understand. I promise you, now, every single day, understand that no matter what, that if you just talk much more positively, then you're going to be searching for more ideas as well, because that's what I'm giving. But if I'm giving more ideas, then you must be the one who's seeking the ideas. I mean, you must be seeking more ideas if you want to be more successful. So I'm giving you free ideas over here. Approach that's very important for you to understand. But as I'm talking, approach this person just goes because that person heard my sentence. But then now there's new people coming in. So I have to speak something different now. Approach I have to move on. I have to move on from the conversation. Approach now, you must understand why. Because I have to also understand that you guys are listening. So I want to go and interest the crowd. I want to be pin interest. I want to be understand every single day that I have everything in my word I. Approach now, everything in terms of pin interest, in terms of a nice beautiful application of Pinterest. I understand that what's amazing about that is you can go and post up content on it if you want. But for myself, I never need to post on that Pinterest because I have already my quotes online. Approach now, if you understand why I minimize everything, and I minimize everything in a way that I lift it only. I'm only minimizing to the minimal extent that I can. I'm a minimal type of individual. I'm a minimalistic individual. That's never cannibalism. Cannibalism is something different than minimalism. Cannibalism is when I come to your daughter and I eat her. I just put on my plate to eat. That's cannibalism. If you understand that, then understand minimalism is when I just wear my clothes and my phone with me instead of carrying a trolley with me. I just go like this instead of bringing the trolley. I become a minimalist. I become a minimalist. So when I become simple and basic about life, I understand to never ever carry 50 kilo weights on me, but put in a trolley instead. Now 50 kilos just goes in a trolley and then I just push it instead. It's much better because that's what minimalism is. Minimalism just means just do it better. If you understand every single day that the best remark in the world is the word I. There's no other word better than the word I. But the I brand is who I am. I'm the I brand today. I just promote the word I today. If you understand who I promote every single day, is I'll promote you if you have something to give me. If you have something to give me, like words of encouragement or your social media today, then I'll promote you. Come and say it on the microphone. If you have a social media, come and check it. Make sure you understand that most people never even have a business card. Now you must understand why. Understand because they have no why. They have no I. The I is the most important. Now, I over the why. Make sure you understand that these people over here have no business card because they have no word I love you. I love you so much, I'll give you a business card. But you guys have no business card to give me. I promise you, I have a business card. Now, every single day you must understand why I have a business card. I have the word I have something to give. I have something to say every single day. But that's why I'm saying they have no business card. Otherwise, prove it to me that you have a business card. Do you understand? Because I'm proving it to you. I'm putting my business cards on the floor here. So understand that when I prove it to you, I have a business card. Now, that's why I'm understanding either way that when you can speak the truth all day long, then you understand Jesus Christ. Now, if you understand how to talk all day long in your nice beautiful vocabulary all day long, then you understand why I speak English. Because the whole world is understanding English much more than any other language. Do you understand? It's the easiest language to speak as well. You must understand that. I'm sure every single language out there is the easiest to speak if you just learn it. Now, I've been fortunate enough to grow up with a Serbian and Croatian family around me. And that way I did learn Serbian and Croatian because that way I can speak it with the family. So either way, now I understand I can cultivate more languages. And I understand I'm on my own doing so. I have to learn everything by myself with my word I. But I is all I ever need. I is all I ever need. Now when I do something, I want to be throwing my I at you. I want to be making sure I speak the I love you every single day. Now it's very important to understand how I go everywhere. I say, I see Spain. I need to go Spain. I see Argentina. I need to go Argentina. I say, I have to get there. I have to say, how can I get there? I have to do something to get there. I have to go and work a bit and go and find the study of how people do it. And that's it. Now, if you understand how to learn and grow, then you can understand how to get to Spain and Argentina. Do you understand? So that's the whole point. But I've seen many people before doing public speaking. And I said, I want to be a public speaker too, but I want to find out how did they make the events around public speaking? And how did they do it? Now, all I have to do is understand that people say, just get up in front of a crowd and speak, because that's the best way to do it. The best way to public speak in front of a crowd is start first. First start to do it, and then you understand how you go along the way doing it. Do you understand? Because the first time I did step up in front of people, from that point on, I understand I was learning. I was growing from that point. straight away. And then from that point, I understood much more as I spoke along. I spoke alone, and this individual would see me for 2 seconds and never see me again. But either way, I at least was public speaking in front of them for 2 seconds. But each of these people, I public speak in front of them for 2-3 seconds, and then they go forever. That's how I built I built my confidence like that. I mean, in a sense, but it's different when you're in front of a crowd for 8 hours and they're looking at you as public speaking. That's different. Although these individuals over here are going to watch me for 5 seconds and they're never going to see me again. And that's it. I mean, in a sense, because you have to understand that they may die very soon. I'm always going to be here, but I understand every single day, you must understand that's how you build confidence. And then as time goes on, you public speak more and more and more, and then what happens is you start learning much more about how to be in front of a crowd, and then you start speaking and elaborating on your talent. So all I ever do with my communicational skills is I dig deep into that nice, beautiful passion of mine. That's it. Or life itself, and I talk about life. I talk about life for hours on end. I talk about life and life and life all day long. I love to come here, I love to wake up every day and say, hey, today at least 3 hours of people, or 3 hours or more of people, in terms of 100,000 people and more are going to see me today. That's it. Isn't that nice? You can see people all the way around over here. Now what's amazing is find yourself in the best cities of the world where there's even more people and just public speak all day long. Now what's fascinating for me is I'm a music producer, and as I travel the world now with Steve Aoki and all these people like Timmy Trumpet and Marlo and Armin van Buuren, now when I go traveling with them, I also do busking performances in the day, and then I do music production at the nightclubs at the nighttime. So I may be in Spain, Ibiza, but in Spain, Ibiza, I'd be giving a public speaking talk like this on the street somewhere, and doing it for free, and then during the night, I go to the club and I start pumping the music. That's what I can do. But can you do that? Now, I can't do that. I can, because I'm a music producer, I'm a life coach, I'm a public speaker. I can make the money. I can do that. I have the knowledge to do that. I have the knowledge to be able to make events, because I see other people doing it, and all I do for the next 50 hours is study how they do it. That's it. I just study how they do it. Now, the best way to make an event is make the first event. Make your first event. Have the first location of where you're going to make the event. Just make the first event. Never even think about how many other events you have to make, man. Just make the first event. Then you're going to say, wow, what a day. Now, then you're going to say, where's my next event? Then your next event, you choose a location. But make sure you profit from that situation. Make sure you have more money coming in than what you're giving. If you understand that, it's more about giving first. Now, if you understand, I'm talking about money here. I'm talking if you give $500, have a profit, and have $10,000 in return for that event that you made. That's what I'm talking about that. But of course, on the day, they're going to give you $500 per ticket. But of course, you're going to give them pricelessness. You're going to give them $1 million on the day and more. Of course, it's going to be worth their money. In a sense, so make sure you understand that this is already worth $500 and more. You must understand that what's important every single day is courage. So this is all courage, or else when I can stand up here and I can just talk in front of the people like this, and they can just watch me like this. This is courageous. This is something that you need to do. This is confidence. This is me this is me in terms of being able to talk all day long in front of people like that, and then just mind their own business and then just go with their way. You understand? So that's what you need to be able to do. But it's the word I that's doing this, and never other words except I. I is more important than me. I is more important than myself. I is more important than me, myself, and I. Do you understand? So I understand Jim Carrey has a nice, beautiful film that says me, myself, and I, but that's ass backwards. I realize it's first I, me, and myself. I comes first. I love you. Now that's why. If you understand how to talk in front of people, then you understand how to actually elaborate on what you're saying. So every single day, I'm connecting more words together with English. I'm making sure I'm getting smarter and smarter. I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm going to learn more and grow. If you understand how to really talk about life and just talk about something. What do you like to talk about? Talk about it on a microphone in front of people. It's so simple, isn't it? If you love it so much and you love to talk about that all day long, that's your passion. Now you can talk in front of people. Now that's what you need to do. Now if you understand that anything that of approach anything that's of interest to you is information today. Approach what type of information do you love today? I mean, what do you really study in life? Approach go and speak on the microphone in front of people. Approach that's what you have to do all day long. Approach if you understand, that's how you make money. Approach if you go and do what you love to do in information, then you go give live events around that information. So Beyonce is a singer, but her information is singing her music. So what does she do? Although she gets that music that she sings, and then she goes around the world making events around her music information. And then she gives that, and then she makes money on that. It's a small amount of information that she does for her nice, beautiful richness. I mean, in a sense, I mean, that's a small amount of information. I mean, all she does is sing some music, which is a bit of information, and then she learns how to sing it, which is a bit of information. And then she makes live events around the world, which is just a little bit of information. Unfortunately, now she's a millionaire and a billionaire. Unfortunately, that's how simple it is. I mean, if you understand, that's just a little bit of information that she just became a billionaire. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you understand that either way, that what you need to understand every single day is focus on understanding that what is a billionaire to you. Unfortunately, a billionaire to you must be the word I. Unfortunately, if you understand the word I, unfortunately, that's just a little bit of information. But it's also all the information of the world. Unfortunately, the word I is more than any other word in the dictionary. The word I is all the information you ever need to start your life. I just need to understand that every single day. You must understand that. I understand that already because I use the word I every single sentence of every single life expectancy, and every single time I understand something about my life. I understand who's dangerous, I understand who's never dangerous, I understand how to live my life in the best ideal. I understand every single day that no matter what, I'm going to live my life to the fullest because that's what I mean. I mean, make sure you understand that no matter what, that you guys have to have a better tonality every single day. I mean, make sure you understand that what's important for you every single day is never ever shout over the top of your lungs, because if you're shouting all the time, it gets you angry. I mean, am I shouting right now? I'm never shouting, am I? I'm just speaking kindly. I mean, I need you to have this kind of tempo in your life all day long, because what's important is never shout at people because it irritates you. If you always shout all day long, then what's going to happen is you're going to lose your voice, or somebody else is going to come and kill you. I mean, you understand? I mean, if you go shouting at the police today, that's what I mean. I mean, never do that. I mean, never shout at all. But if you go to the police today to speak nice, that's the best way. That's the best way. If you go to someone to speak nice, why not? I mean, if you go to somebody's children and you start shouting at them all day long, they're going to hit you. They're going to cause you violence. Although that they're stupid for doing that. They're stupid for causing you violence. I mean, but understand that that is how people are today. Most people will cause you violence if you shout at them. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you understand to just be nice in the first place, and then nobody's going to be violent with you. I mean, look for ways to get less violence. I mean, look for ways to never be in the fight or a violent type of way. I mean, make sure you understand that. I mean, make sure you get yourself into situations where you can just block people's punches instead of hitting them back. I mean, make sure you understand that you get yourself into situations where you can run away from people and the violence instead. So you never have to be in violence. I mean, in a sense, but make sure you understand that you get yourself into situations where you never have to block people's violence and where you never have to run away from people and their violence. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you understand those are tactics. I mean, those are nice, beautiful ways of life. I mean, if you understand either way, the best way is walk away. I mean, in a sense, the best way is walk away. I mean, if you understand either way, that the best way is the word I understand although that when you walk away, I mean, walk away from the violence. I mean, find ways to prevent violence in your life. I mean, in a sense, so if you prevent violence in your life, I mean, you're going to go to Spain because there's no violence there. I mean, in a sense, that's what I mean. I mean, that's just a nice beautiful abbreviation to say what I mean. If you understand every single day, then you must focus on your life every single day to understand. I thank you very much, because yesterday people were understanding my Serbian yesterday, and they were saying speak English as well. Now, sometimes when I speak English, they never understand what I say because they never want my business card in the first place, but they have to say something from over there because they're scared to speak on the microphone. I understand that. I understand that what's amazing is every single day, never be afraid to speak on a microphone, man. Now, every single day, focus on understanding that what's important is I have a YouTube channel going right now. I have a nice beautiful video recording here, so I'm making sure that no matter what, that you understand that. Actually, when I speak English, it's more the echo is over there. I understand echo is over there. I understand you guys can never hear me over there, but you can hear my nice beautiful business card over here. I mean, you can hear 50%, I mean, you can hear 55% of the language right here, and my tonality is what you can hear, which is 38% of the communication as well, and that's 93% of the communication. You can see that already. I mean, you can see that already, but then 7% of the words, I mean, just grab the nice, beautiful business card over here, and then go and watch my YouTube channel. But since you are never even curious about that, but you're so arrogant to tell me that nobody else can hear me, unfortunately now, it's because you can never hear me, because I am somebody who can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear, but you can never hear my success. I promise you, I can see your success. Unfortunately, if you understand, that is what I mean. Unfortunately, most people are going to say, hey, I mean, talk Serbian when you're English. Understand? I mean, then they're going to say, talk English when you're Serbian. I mean, you can only speak one language at a time, mate. I understand? Unfortunately, when I speak Serbian the whole way through. Whereas when I speak some of the other languages, I speak those languages the whole way through. So make sure you understand that most people are just stupid like that. Unfortunately, most people never have anything to do all that long but judge and criticize you for who you are. I understand, because they never even have the word I, so just understand that. I mean, make sure you understand that what's important every single day is focus on growing yourself and focus on becoming a leader. When you can become a leader every single day, just understand this, that most people will come here and say, shut up and get away from here, and that you never belong here, and that you never belong as a public speaker. They say to chuck away your nice, beautiful business cards on the floor. Make sure you understand that no matter what, that you never do what they say. You never do what I say. You just do what Jesus Christ says. Only ever believe in Jesus Christ's words over here. You must understand that. You must understand that what's amazing is we're here to learn, and we're here to go and really, really make common sense of the world. If you want to make the best common sense of the world, then make sense of Jesus Christ first. Make sense of Jesus Christ, and then you understand who you are. That's what I did, and now I'm still doing it, but I understand that what's amazing now is I understand who I am. I understand every single day I'm the word I, for I love you. If you understand that, then you understand how to do the world much better. Now, most people are just unaware of the word I. They cut off the I. Why are you cutting off the word I, for I love you? Make sure you understand the I, for I love you, makes you authentic when you say I love you. But never tell me love you without the I. I need you to say I love you, because now you're authentic to me. Now you're actually truthful. You can never hide from the truth, I promise you. The truth is the word I, and anybody who uses the word I can always be the truth, and always shall be set free, and always will be in eternity. I promise you. But those people who have no word I promise you, they're the liars and cheaters. I promise you, they're the thieves of life. I promise you, they never follow the 10 Commandments, because the 10 Commandments of God states and equals the word I. You understand? So if you have no I, then you have no 10 Commandments in life. But that's what I'm saying, use the word I all the time. I'm always coming back to the word I, for I love you over here. Unfortunately, you must understand that's why I have 10 Commandments in my life all the time, because I state the word I just keep abbreviating the word I, and then I'm sticking to the 10 Commandments like that of God, which states, just use the word I. That's it. That's it. That's how you communicate. Now, every single day I'm going to try to make you more aware of the word I, and how I'm going to focus on how to understand more of how to speak the word I, but it's very simple about how to speak the word I. You can always say the word I. I is the number one way to sing. Every single day, you must understand that when Whitney Houston says, I will always love you, she's singing with the word I. You must understand. I will always love you. Baby. But there's no other sound in life that's going to make you a greater singer than the word I promise you. Now, if you understand just to sing with the word I promise you, now you can be a great singer. But if you're singing without the word I, and you use the other vocals, and you use the other vowels of life, you'll never understand life. Never ever cut the word I I is the only vowel of life. There's no other vowels of life except the word I. Now, you must understand either way, that's how you sing Whitney Houston. In a sense, so make sure you start with the word I. That's the only way you can reach her. You must understand that no matter what, focus on understanding that when you go and really, really love something completely and you understand every single day on how to use the word I, then you understand sometimes also to come to your busking event over here and do a public speaking event without eating breakfast. Because that's what I've just done. I'm an individual today that had no breakfast. I'm understanding that my breakfast is the word I. I just came to give my breakfast over here, which is my word I. Now, my information is the word breakfast. My information is the word breakfast in the word I. You understand how I relate the words into the I. You must understand that I'm always having breakfast with my information. I'm always eating food and drink with my information. I'm always giving that information because that's my food and drink. So make sure you never ever confuse yourself with what food and drink is. Because your food and drink never comes from chickens and from meat and from plant food. The real food and drink comes from the word of God. You must understand that. The word of God is I. I is the food and drink. I is everything. The money never falls on trees. Money never goes to people. Money never goes anywhere except the word I. Do you understand? Every single day, what's important every single day is focusing on becoming a better individual for yourself, because that's how you become a leader every single day.
Why do you think your opinion is so valid?
I understand I'm very important.
Why do you think anybody wants to listen to it?
I want to listen to me. I'm keeping it for me right now. I'm keeping it for I understand that what's important for me is I'm very worth it regardless of you. I promise you came to me, I never came to you. I understand that what's important is just walk away. If you have nothing good to say, then just go away from me. Every single day, I focus upon understanding I love myself very much, thank you. I love myself very much. Now, I never need her in my life. I never need that woman. Now, you must understand that what's important is understanding every single day that she's saying, why are you forcing opinions down people's throats? Why are you living life for? What for? So that's why. I'm doing it for the word I, that's it. I never care about her. What I care about is the word I. I never care for that woman, I never give her money, I never give her anything. I just give her the word I. That's it. You must understand that what's important every single day is I never lose the word I, baby. I'm making sure you understand that many people are going to criticize you like that. And they're going to come up to you, on your face, and into your face, in a busking performance, and they're going to say that you can never sing, and that you can never do it, and that you can never do anything in your life, and that you're stupid, and that you're a stupid asshole. They're going to call you a stupid asshole, and they're going to walk away from your business card, and they're going to spit at you. They're going to throw everything at you. They're going to steal from you. They're going to do everything they can to break you. You can never break me. I never need you in my life. I never need you guys. You must understand that. What's important is understand every single day that if you never need my business card, I never need to see you again. That's it. Now, make sure you understand that what's important every single day is I challenge these people with my word I, and they can never break my word I. No matter how much they try. In a sense, you have to understand to believe in the word I, and that's it. Why did I believe in the word I over her? I understand I am much more important than her. I understand that no matter what she says, or she wants me to get away from you. She wants me to stop busking totally. I never stop busking for her. I do it for I. Or else if I want to stop busking, I do it for I only. I never do it for anybody. Or else just the other day, the lights were on, and I was in a nice before. I was in an accommodation center with one roommate, but he's sleeping, and the lights on. I said to Jesus Christ, what do I do over here? I said, hey, or else Jesus Christ says, turn off the lights, but do it for I. Do it for the word I, and never for him. Never turn off the light for him. Do it for the word I. Because when I turn off the lights for I, then it makes sense. But if I do it for him, I probably never makes sense. If I do life for you, I probably never makes sense for me. I never do life for them, I do it for I. If I help you, I do it for I never do it for you. I do it for I always. If I give you my business card over here, I'm never doing it for you, man. I'm doing it for I. I look good with business cards. I never need you to grab my business card. I never need you at all. What's important over here is that anybody who's watching me today is somebody of a leader. Approach now every single day you must understand that no matter what, I'm going to go and live the best life because that's how I live my life. I live it making sure that no matter what, I'm going to go and do my best job today. To understand that I have a phone over here, but I have an Apple Watch. But sometimes the Apple Watch needs to always charge. So I charge my Apple Watch as best as I can, but sometimes I find myself before without battery with the Apple Watch. So I make sure either way they have a phone to show me the time of the day, because the time of the day is the word I understand, although that what's important is understanding that most people go by this time in terms of the daily life, in terms of, they say that 6 o'clock is more important than the word I promise that what's important every single day is focusing on how to really pronounce yourself into life. Because if you understand how to pronounce everything of life, then you understand the word I is the only word and the only letter and sentence and full stop and exclamation point and quotation mark and comma that you have to understand in life. And the word I is the semicolon. Approach it's everything. Approach it's what comes after the break and it's what comes before the break. I mean, in a sense, so if you want to understand anything about public speaking and life, I mean, speak before the I and speak after the I. I mean, how do you speak like that? I mean, speak with the I only is what is in between the brackets as well. So what comes before the I only. I mean, what comes before and after the I only. I mean, what is more important than the I only is the most important. I mean, what else is there to learn about life? I believe there's only I to learn. I mean, every single day you must understand to state the questions of life as well to make people understand you. Because if you understand how to really understand anything, I probably just understand the word I, and then you understand how to abbreviate yourself into greatness. I probably now never ever move in a way that you're going to scare somebody. I mean, you understand? So if somebody's trying to scare you, I mean, pull back into the word I, and that's it. I mean, if you want to be the best fighter or the best anything in the world, I probably have to use the word I. Probably that's it. I mean, you must understand that no matter what, it's never about causing violence. I probably other people want to break your kids' legs to make some money in the UFC, man. I mean, they want to break your little son's legs, man, because they want to make $1 million, but they want to break your son's legs. I promise you, that never makes sense, does it? I mean, do you understand? So make sure you understand some people today. They'd rather break your daughter's head so that they can have $1 million. I mean, never do that. I mean, never ever fight in the octagon ring of UFC, because what are you trying to prove to anybody? I mean, you must understand that is never the way to go. But it hurts physically when somebody punches you in the head. I promise you it hurts. I promise you. You should never find yourself in those situations. But other people such as wrestlers today in the WWE, in terms of the World Wrestling Federation and the World Wrestling Entertainment, I mean, you must understand it's the same idea, but they went from World Wrestling Federation to World Wrestling Entertainment, or WWF to WWE. Now, I grew up watching the WCW and the TNA as well, and also AEW is now, and there's also WWF and WWE. But I understand either way, you guys can check it out. Now, you must understand that those wrestlers, I mean, they fall from the Hell in Cell, man. I mean, they go and throw people 10 feet from the air into the floor, man, to make some money. I mean, they break their spines. I mean, they get on the steroids to look good in front of you and then die at age 30, man. I mean, they want to pump themselves with all these steroids of drugs to look good for you for 1 year so that they can die at 30, man. I mean, big deal, man. I mean, understand? I mean, do you understand? I realize that what's important is understand every single day that it's the honest truth. That many people rather put their bodies on the line for you to make some money. I never do that for you. I'm never that kind of wrestler in life. I'm more of an entertainer who's on the microphone in a wrestling ring. I'm more of the manager of somebody who's a wrestler. I'm never the wrestler. I mean, I never do that because that's physical. I mean, that's physical. I mean, they have to chop off the top rope to impress you, to make some money. I impress you already with my words. I promise you, that's what's important every single day, is understanding how to do this. I promise you now, what's amazing every single day is understanding my nice, beautiful way of life, because it's my word I promise you now, all I ever impress is the word I today. I promise you now, if you understand no matter what, I'm going to live my life to the greatest ability today, because that's how I understand that individual comes back my way. I mean, why are you coming back my way if you're going to argue with me, mate? I mean, what for? I mean, if you dislike me so much, I mean, why are you coming my way for? I mean, go somewhere else. I mean, in a sense, to make sure you understand that you must never dislike me. I mean, you must never hate this. I mean, you must love this. I mean, it's either you love me or hate me. I mean, you must love me. I mean, you must love all the way through, every single day. Because if you hate me, then you're jealous of me. I mean, if you love me, then you're going to inspire me. I mean, in a sense, I promise you now, if you inspire me, I promise you grab my card and you grab my business card. I promise you, most people hate me over here because they have the word I can see it. I can see that most people lie and they say a drug addict's more important than you. I promise you, she'd rather go with that guy, man. I mean, she'd rather go with another guy than you. I promise you. I promise you, why though? I promise you, it's because of the word I promise you, it's because of the word I promise you, they're unaware of what they're doing. I mean, you have to understand that if you want to understand life itself, I mean, answer everything with the word I mean, what question do you have of life? I can solve it already with the word I mean, the I is the answer. I is the answer because I is always what I is what it relates to. Everybody in terms of life just wants to find the word I. But if you look at a circle, I mean, I is the center of attention. But everybody else is outside the circle. I mean, why? Because they're missing the word I mean, if you want to come to a circle of attention and in the center of attention, then use the word I mean, because they never want to do it, I mean, that's why they're going to watch around the stadiums and they're going to be around the stadium watching I, who is the center of attention. I mean, they're saying because I have the word I, but they're missing the word I mean, that's it. I mean, if anybody steps alongside with I, or now they have an I as well. I mean, that's that. I mean, why are you even actually around the stadiums watching other people play their sports? I mean, what for? I mean, go do your word I instead of watching them. I mean, why are you making other people more important than you? I mean, do you understand? I mean, what for? I mean, make yourself more important than other people. I'm pretty sure that's belief in yourself. I mean, that's belief in the word I never ever watch other people more than I do myself in I make sure I'm the center of attention all the time. I'm making sure that no matter what, that you understand that all I have to do today is increase my legacy. I'm pretty sure there's nothing else to do. I'm pretty sure nobody else is going to increase my legacy for me. I'm pretty sure nobody else is going to make me great. I just go and focus on being great today. Pretty sure that's that. I focus on being the word I and having greatness. And that's it. I make sure I'm always going back to the I though, because I is more greatness than the word great. I'm pretty sure I is more greatness than the word greatness. I mean, in a sense, I'm always understanding that. I'm never ever confusing myself with the word I'm understanding that no matter what, that I'm going to speak and public speak all day long. But there's always going to be some complainer about you, or somebody's always going to complain about you. I mean, if they complain about I'm pretty sure they'll complain about you too. I mean, you must understand that what's important is when you walk away from my business card, I walk away from yours as well. I understand you guys have no business card. I'm pretty sure now what's amazing is understand that if you turn your back on me, I'll turn my back on you too. I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm pretty sure if you never love me, I love you. I mean, you understand? I love you if you hate me. I mean, if you love me, I love you. I mean, if you hate me, I hate you. I never hate you. I mean, if you hate me, I love you. I mean, that's what you have to understand. I mean, no matter what, I love people no matter what. But most people in terms of life, they confuse I mean, they confuse I as being something arrogant. I'm only I only. I'm never the word arrogant. I'm the word I mean, if you understand I is the most I is the most simplistic word in the dictionary. It's the most easiest vowel. It's the most easiest way to live. Now, most people say, follow the way of the one in life. Follow the way of the I first. I first, and then the one. I mean, you must understand that what's important is out of one to all the other numbers of the world. I mean, then follow the number one out of all the other numbers, because that way the number one is going to say I first. I first. I'm never 1,000,000th. I'm I first. I first is the best number. I mean, make sure you understand that why is that. I'm pretty sure I is why. I'm pretty sure everything in your life that you want to reason with, I'm pretty sure just increase the word I daily. I understand although what's amazing over here in Brisbane City is I understand one guy over here comes and does some paintings and art. I mean, he does some art around people and he places his nice beautiful stuff there, but he just leaves and nobody ever comes to steal it. I see that. I see that. But either way, I can see either way that I'm just doing better regardless. I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm going to study much more and I'm going to be more empathetic toward people. Because how do you become empathetic? I mean, it's use the word I. I mean, how do you do anything in life? I mean, you actually use the word I daily because that's how you actually love life. I appreciate you love life in different ways every single day. I mean, just make sure that no matter what, that you're going to inspire yourself to live life because that's how you inspire everything that's I every single day. So focus on understanding that whatever you want today is achieve your word I. Now that's all I have time for today because now what's amazing about life is I only have time for the word I have no time for anything else. Because if I give you my time, then you're taking away my legacy too. Although it's never you that's doing it, it's I. That's why I never ever want to be around you unless you have some money to give me. If you have some money to give me, then I can be around you. That's it. But I never need $20 from you. I never need $20 from you. I understand that it's more that you give me some more money than that. If you understand to get the number for that, now that's what I mean. Now make sure you understand that either way, I never ever go to lunch for somebody who's going to give me $7 to get a hamburger or something like that. I mean, that's 1 hour of my life or 3 hours of my life gone to exchange some information with that individual for what? I mean, in a sense, a lot of people are going to say, let me take you out for a little drink to the cafe because you're a rich man and rich woman, but they are poor and they want to find out. But yes, as I say, take the rich out for a drink. I understand they say invest in the rich rather than take away from them. I mean, never take away from anybody. I mean, never take the rich out for a drink. I mean, invest in the rich is what you mean. I mean, make sure you understand that you use the word invest more than the word take, because I'm not here to take you away. I'm here to invest in you. I thank you very much. I understand that what's amazing every single day is focus on understanding that if you want to grow yourself all day long, I promise you, please do. I promise you, it's the best way of life to understand how you actually go and become something greater daily. Because what's important to me in life is understanding I have an opinion, unlike many people. I have something to say. I have the word I, but most people never even have the word I, which means they have nothing. I promise you, they may have 50 people around them as a family member, and they may be having, they may be having sex with 1 billion people today, but they have no word I. I promise you, that means they have nothing. I promise you, you can only have Jesus Christ when you have the word I. I promise you, most people are going without Jesus Christ, is what I mean. I promise you, that's it. I promise you, most of these people today, I promise you, whoever did grab my business card in this video, I promise you, the duration of this video, I promise you, they have the word I. But everybody else has no word I. I promise you must understand that what's important is understand this, that if you understand how to learn and grow, then you understand how to grab my business card. I promise you must understand that most people never understand how to learn and grow. I promise you, even though they're 50 years of age, I promise you they have no clue on how to grow. I promise you, I can understand how to grow. I can grow at 50 years of age, I can be aware of who I am. I promise you, they're 60, 70 years of age and more, and they never understand who they are. I promise you, it's real. I promise you, it's true. I promise you, they have no word I. I promise you, they have no great legacies. I promise you, only the great legacies of the world have the word I. I promise you, whoever has a great legacy today in your heart has a word I. I promise you, you must understand to follow those people. I promise you, that's it. I promise you, never ever follow nobodies. I mean, never follow anybody. I mean, never follow just anybody. I see 50,000 people over there. I mean, you must understand that over here in Brisbane, I only follow Jesus Christ. I follow Jesus Christ only. I mean, understand, but Jesus Christ says, follow the word I. I follow I only now. I understand, I follow the word I only because that's all I follow today. And I understand now that there's so much going on that approach people and millionaires today, I was going to say, get my courses, man. I mean, it's $10,000 to get this course. I mean, it's never going to teach you the word I. I promise you. I promise you, they're scamming you right away. I promise you, people are scamming you with information products and they're trying to make money on their information. I promise you. I promise you must understand that. I promise you, I though am real information. I'm real information. I can charge you for my information. I can charge you because I'll lead you straight to the word I, but they never do. They never do lead you to the word I. I can charge you whatever amount it is. I mean, in a sense, so I can help you get to the word I. I although understand that you guys can just watch my videos and that's it. And now, you never have to give me a dime. I mean, they're saying, I mean, you never have to give me $1. But if you want to see me live, I charge you, baby. I charge you for live events, and that's it. I promise you, you're going to get the same information, but it's in a different format. But if you want to see me live, I promise you, I charge you for that, and that's it. I charge you just to see me, and that's it. I promise you, it's never for the information. I promise you, I just charge you to see me. I mean, they're saying, and that's it. I promise you now, if you understand either way, I charge you to see the word I. I promise you now, why? I mean, why do I charge you like that? I promise you, it's because I understand the world around I. I understand the world around I today. I promise you now, that's the honest truth. I understand that the world is trying to make you a slave to work for the money. I promise you, they'd rather make you work at a 9-to-5 job, so I'd rather charge those people as well, so I can live my life for I. I mean, in a sense, so either way, I understand why I do it. I understand it's because of the world around I. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you understand I'm just trying to make a better life for myself in I. I understand although that I already have the I though. I'm making sure you understand that. I'm making sure you understand although that nothing can outreach I. I mean, nothing can go and satisfy I more than I. Portion money never makes you happy. Portion never makes you happy, and I understand that. I understand money and technology and anything in the world never makes you happier except the word I. Portion nothing in the world can make you happier other than the word I. I understand that truly now. I understand exactly how to do it. I understand that no matter what, that I never want to be a slave in a 9-to-5. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that I'm going to make more events around the world. And I understand how to do so. I understand all I have to do is just get myself in front of people, and that's it. Now you must understand. Then I just go and abbreviate the I to them, and I make all the money out of the world, because that's what God wants you to do. God wants you to understand how to make everything more in your life. Because if other people deserve $1 billion without the word I promise you deserve $1 billion with the word I. I mean, do you understand me? I mean, make sure you understand that you're deserving of it far more than they are. I understand that now. I understand that no matter what, that I'm always going to understand different ways of skills and different information products every single day to lead back to the word I. Promise you, if you see this whole information gap, promise you, in the middle is the word I. But all the information points to the word I. I promise you, every single information in the world is going to point to the word I, but all you have to do is grab the word I and speak it. And that's it. But if you can just speak the word I, then you can use all the information of the world. But if you can never speak the word I, then you're missing the true purpose of life, which is the word I. I mean, you must understand, the word I is everything. So if you just speak all day long about the word I mean, then you understand how to love yourself. I mean, then you understand who you are. I mean, you have to understand that you are the word I, for I love you. I mean, just understand how to grab it right now, and then understand this, that most people here never understand how I communicate right now. I mean, they never understand that this is such positive talk around I mean, you must understand that you have to go and grow yourself. I've realized you have to go and grow yourself daily. So if you want to go and do something to make a purpose for yourself daily, I understand that whatever I do say, I've realized now, it's more enough that I just talk much better. But I understand that these people are very unaware of how to talk. I've realized now, very unaware of how to communicate with people. Because I understand that anybody who wants to learn right now is going to say, I need more ideas. I need more ideas, even from a 28-year young kid. I mean, understand? Now, if you understand how to get some ideas, then you have the word I understand, but those people who never have curiousness about more knowledge from I today, it's because they are missing the word I mean, they're missing the whole point of life. You must understand, the whole point of life is the word I mean, every single day, focus on understanding that no matter what I say in front of them, they're just unaware. I mean, I can tell you straight away that I can elaborate. Just use the word I, and they'll just walk away from me. And that's it. If you understand either way, then no matter what, I'm just going to keep talking. I'm going to keep talking because that's all I can do. I can only ever come here to do my work in life. My work in life is the word I. That's all I work on. But the word I is already complete. The word I is something that I just have to use more and more to live my life. And that's it. If I want to make more money, I have to get myself into positions to make more money. I have to get myself in front of people and make live events right away, as fast as possible, to make more money. I have to place $500 into an event to make $10,000. I then go to the bank and I give $6,000 to them, and I make $1,000 per hour, like that. I mean, in a sense, so if I give an 8-hour event, I get $4,000 for that. I mean, guess what? I mean, $3,500. I mean, what's $3,500 divided by 8? I make that amount per hour. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you understand that either way, that when I really understand that the government's going to tax you all the money in the world. I mean, guess what? I mean, they can never tax away your word I. I mean, they can never tax your I. So Jesus Christ says back in those days about tax, I mean, when they ask him about how to go about tax, I mean, Jesus Christ says go about it with the word I. I mean, go about it with the word I. I mean, Jesus Christ says you must give anyway. I mean, Jesus Christ says you must give anyway to people. So Jesus Christ said in those times that this is going to happen. I mean, Jesus Christ told you already that all the 9-to-5 work about the money and the economy of this world is going to be this way. Back in the Bible, I promise you. I promise you must understand, because that's the tax information of the Bible. I promise you the tax collectors came and said, what do we do with the tax? I promise you Jesus Christ says, go and do what you want. I mean, go and do what you want, but use the word I with that. I promise you that's it. I mean, in a sense, I mean, that's what Jesus Christ tells you today. I mean, what area of life do you want to improve? There's only one area of life that you have to improve, and that's the word I. There's nothing else you have to do in life other than the word I. What is the one way of life? It's the one way of I only. The one way of life is the word I. There's no other way. It's either use the word I or never use the word I. I'm saying use the word I. I mean, it's either you use the word I communication or you never use the word I communication. It's use the word I in communication that is going to make you successful. That's what I'm doing in my whole video over here. I separate two nice, beautiful sentences and I make you choose one way, which is the I only. I'm speaking the word I in this video. If you understand that, now guess what? I mean, start writing the word I into videos and start developing your communicational skills around the word I. And now I understand either way that you guys are going to become aware of this every single day, that no matter what, they understand every single day now more and more about how to achieve what Jesus Christ wants I to achieve. Because I need to achieve your word I, so that you can speak the word I. Now, if you understand, it's so easy because all you have to say is I. Now, just keep using that a bit more. I mean, keep using the word I. That's it. Now, if you understand, that's what I'm doing right here. I'm speaking nothing else except I. I understand there are other words that I'm abbreviating around the word I, but I keep coming back to the word I to speak. I promise you, Jesus said, never cut the word I out of your life. Now, if you have to cut the word I out from your life, or if you never have to cut out the word I from your life, I mean, choose the way of never cutting the word I out of your life. That's how I learned to use the word I. I said, oh, I mean, is that what Jesus means? Now, either way, from that point I said, I see what Jesus means. Jesus wants me to use the word I only in my communication. That's it. Now, I understand that now, since I understand how to use the word I just speak I all day long. I understand I am the word I. If there's a chance for you to never be the word I, or a chance to be the word I, just be the word I. Now, since you are the word I only, which is what I am, I'm the word I know myself in I now. I know who I am in the word I. I'm so certain of the word I that I come here and public speak it. Do you understand? And that's what drives me. That's what gives me the action necessary. That's what gives me the passion and the fuel and the motivation and the inspiration to make my life greater and to make all the money in the world and to make Jesus Christ happen, which is the word I. I is my motivation. I is my inspiration. I is the richness and the abundance and the billionaire and everything of the Bible. I is all the information of the world. I is the best way to live. I is the best way to live life. I first. I love you. I understand that. But many people will never understand that. I understand either way that what's important is making sure that I have to be on time over here. I understand that I have no deadlines in my word I, but other people are trying to make you deadlines in life. What they're trying to do is they're trying to say, you must be on our schedule. Now, never be on their schedule. Be around the word I schedule. The word I schedule is where you need to be. Whereas if you're working a 9 to 5 job today, it's never because they are making you do it. It's because you have to understand that you are making yourself do it. You are making yourself work that 9 to 5 job and not them. Do you understand? It's always you. Stop pointing at them and point at you. If you point at you today, then you're going to understand how to take responsibility. I understand every single day, understand that what's important is nobody can make you do anything other than you. You must understand that what's important is only I can make I do anything. I need to understand every single day that if you just use the word I and you say, I take responsibility to understand that it's never them who are making me work, but it's I who is making me work that job. I. Do you understand? Guess what? If you're so angry, say this if you're angry. I understand I'm very angry today because it's never other people who are making me angry, but it's I. Take responsibility for the anger. Never blame other people for anger. Never blame other people while you're shouting. Never blame other people for why you're shouting. Do you understand? Never blame people for how your life is. You must say today, all of you must say today, I understand I am fat, I am this, I am this. I am making sure I am in Brisbane City, but guess what? I'm going to live my life greater. I'm going to make sure that whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to become vegan to lose some weight, to become healthier. Say it for yourself. That's how you have to understand to motivate yourself. If there's anything that you have to say today, it's this. I never care about the coronavirus mask. I'm going to make sure either way that I'm going to do the best job in the word I. Do you understand? Because then you may say, what is that? What is that? What is the word I? I only is the word I, man. I. Make up your own sentencing. Grow up in the word I. Understand? But they never understand that. First, you must understand that either way, you guys understand me, who are watching I. Because that's how life starts. Life starts with what? I. I first. I first is how life starts. How does life end in life? I first is how I first is how life ends. Now, if you understand every single day to just talk it up every single day with yourself in the word I, then understand that's how I make the music. That's what drives me to make the music. That's what drives my life every single day, to be in front of people and to go and really, really study upon my life. But I'm living a better life than yesterday. I'm making sure you understand that. I'm looking sexier than ever. I'm making sure you understand that now, since I understand more knowledge and knowledge, I make sure you understand how I use that knowledge to my capacity. I read an audiobook of 8 hours long, and what do I find in that book? It's just other words I find. That is never the word I. I find the word I in that book as well. What am I trying to hear from that book that I'm reading that is 8 hours long from somebody? It's the information behind that. What kind of information? What are you curious about? Now, what do I have to do in that information? They're going to open my mindset. I'm going to read their book. I'm going to give $30, and I give $30 to read the book. And guess what? Or else they're going to expand my mind to hear their words. And then one sentence may pop up at me. One sentence may pop up at I. And I say, hey, I never thought about that before. Now I'll do that. That's it. That's why I read. That's why I read with my mentors and everything. That's why you have to read, to gain more ideas. Gain more ideas, and that's it. I'm full of ideas. How do I get those ideas? I just put all the ideas of the world and everything of your life and everything far in between and the galaxy and everything into the one word I. Now I understand life is I. Now every single day you must understand that's how I simplify. I simplify all the mathematics of the world into the word I. All the numbers times all the numbers of the world is I only. 1 times 1 is how much? It's I. I first. It's never the number 1. What's 2 times 2? It's I first. What's 5 times 5? I first. I first is the number. I first is everything. If you understand that, then you understand to never ever complicate numbers, man. Numbers is just the word I. Get the number and say it's the word I only. I promise you, just simplify like that. I promise you, what is 500 billion, I mean, what's 500 billion million numbers times 5346? I is the fastest way to get there. I is the number that you're looking for. I mean, forget trying to type that number into a calculator and trying to times that and trying to find the exact number. Because that is too much thinking, and that's losing the word I. I mean, if you understand, it's never about the number that you're trying to calculate, but it's the word I that you need to get to. I mean, do you understand? I mean, who cares what number it is in life? I mean, it's I only. I mean, do you understand? So if you understand, 50 billion times 325 is the word I that you need to get to, and never the word number. I mean, never get to the word number of that times and multiplication. I mean, get to the word I only. I mean, who cares about numbers in this life? I mean, just put I first. I mean, understand? And that way, you're a billionaire. Automatically, because what people are trying to do to make money today without the word I is, this is what a dog does. Russian little dogs, Russian little non-human animals are doing this. And it's like how it is, but watch this. Russian, them without a word I, Russian, they're like, I mean, they're talking to themselves, of course, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to calculate everything and trying to do everything without the word I. I mean, how can you do that? I mean, how can you live life without the word I? I mean, how? I mean, how can you live life? I mean, you must understand. You must say, I don't know. I mean, you must understand. Otherwise, if you never say, I don't know, then you're killing yourself. I mean, you can never say, don't know. I mean, you can only say, I don't know. I mean, do you understand? I only know the word I. Now, when I only know the word I mean, what else do I know? I only ever know the word I. Everything else I'm still learning about you. I understand that I'm still learning the word I too. I mean, you must understand, that's why I'm growing. I'm growing because I understand that what's important is I'm still learning to become a public speaker. I understand that you guys have never done public speaking in your life. I understand that you've never done public speaking in your life. I'm still learning how to do public speaking. I mean, do you understand? Now, that's very important, isn't it? Although these people over here, they are saying that they know how to do public speaking. I mean, do you understand? Because that's why they're never picking up my business card. Or else it's because they know how to be a public speaker, but they've never done public speaking. I mean, I promise you. Now, anyway, you must understand, I never know how to do public speaking. I'm just here. I never know how to do this, man. I'm still learning how to do this. I'm still a student of it. I'm still a student of learning how to do public speaking, because every single day I see new faces. I do public speaking a different way every single time. I'm still learning. I still have to go different places to public speak. I have to learn that. I mean, you understand? So what's important every single day is understanding that whatever's on cinemas today is never important. I mean, whatever's in Twitter today is never important. I mean, whatever's today is never important. But what is important is the word I. I is very important. I mean, people be like, I mean, yeah. I mean, I is very important, man. I mean, it's better to live with the word I than to never live with the word I promise you. And that's what Jesus is saying in the Bible. And he says, never cut the word I from your life. I mean, never cut the word I out from your life. I promise you now, I have to be very smart to see that. I have to be very smart to see that, to waken up within that wording of life. I mean, why did Jesus say that? I mean, why does he say, never cut the word I out? I mean, what is the word I? I mean, I is the word I. I mean, what else can I be? I can only ever be the word I. I mean, why did Jesus say, never cut the word I out? I mean, I just said why. I said it's the word I. I mean, so Jesus is saying that I have to use the word I. Now, it has to be. It has to be that I have to use the word I. Now, what if I use my word I in every single sentence? Now, that's what Jesus means, doesn't it? He said, never cut the word I out. Now, since he says, never cut the word I out, I mean, how can I actually use my words now to use the word I within every single sentence that I speak? Now, since I'm looking at Jesus Christ over here, I understand that's what he means, because when I go to him, he says, point to the word I. I mean, now I understand it's just the word I that I have to use. What other words can I use? I can use nothing else except the word I. I understand all the, but there's other words I have to use in my sentencing. I understand all the, I can just use the word I though. I mean, I just use the word I. I mean, now I can sing Twinkle Twinkle with little I. I mean, do you understand? I realize either way, I have a nice beautiful abbreviation with the word I. Now since I speak the word I mean, why not just come to public speaking and just use the word I as well? I mean, that's what Jesus said. When Jesus said, use the word I realize he said to use the word I by saying, never cut the word I out of your life. Now since I just understand that little verse of the Bible, I just use the word I in every single sentence. I understand now since I use the word I in every single sentence, I just go about my daily life and I say this to myself. I go about my daily life and I just preach I to people. I realize I just listen to Jesus here. I just listen to Jesus when he says never cut the word I out. I just stick to that. I just stick to that. I just never cut the word I out. I'm just going to use the word I as much as I can. That's how simple it is. That's how I get to this stage. You must understand. Now, that's true belief in Jesus Christ and what he said. I just understand that. I say now, never cut the word I out from your life. I understand now. I mean, that's a revelation. I mean, that's something now of a brilliance where I've told you. I've really told you. I've shown you. I mean, to tell you is to show you. I mean, in a sense, to make sure I understand either way that what I do now is understand just that little verse from the Bible is getting me into word. That little word from the Bible, which is the verse of that sentence that Jesus said, never cut the word I out. That made my life complete. I mean, that's the idea I've been waiting for in my whole life. I mean, now I just use that idea and I put the I into fruition. I mean, I put the I into action. I mean, that's it. I mean, how is the word I into action in this video? I mean, when I put the I into action in this video, I'm just using the word I the whole time in this video. I mean, and now I'm using other words along with the word I, but I'm always coming back to the word I in my sentencing. I'm pretty sure that's all Jesus wants you to do. Now, if you understand now, that's something amazing. Now, that's all I'm ever doing, but these people never understand that. They never understand how I speak. They never understand why I have a portable speaker, man. I mean, they never understand why I'm here doing this. I mean, they're never curious about it. I mean, look, they're never curious about why am I here public speaking. I understand. I mean, they never care about me. I mean, but that's why they are never going to be public speakers. I mean, so every single day, I'm focusing on understanding that no matter what, that I am important because I say so. I mean, I use the word I from Jesus. I use the verse of the Bible here with the word I, and that's it. I'm just going to spread the good message of God now. I mean, now every single day, no matter what, that's how I'm elaborating on everything. But Grant Cardone and Brian Tracy and all these beautiful mentors I have, they're very beautiful people because they're doing far more than anybody else, except I. I'm doing far more than them, but Jesus Christ is doing far more work than I am. I mean, you must understand that because he understands the word I and also has a greater legacy than I. Now, if there's anybody in life who has a greater legacy other than Jesus Christ, it's I. Now, first it's Jesus Christ with I, and then it's Daniel Milivojevic with I. Those are the two great legacies of life who are at the top. I mean, Jesus Christ came first with I, and then Daniel Milivojevic with I in this life. Now, who's the third one to come into the word I? I mean, you must understand that. I'm aware of the word I, baby. I mean, in a sense, you must understand, I am now just like that in eternity. I'm just right next to Jesus with I. I mean, come and join I. I mean, come and join I and Jesus Christ with the word I and be the third one in the ladder. I mean, you're beneath I, but you're with I. I mean, you're still with I. I'm equal with your I. I'm just first in the I than you. I mean, in a sense, so make sure I understand, either way, I'm aware of that, but I get that nice beautiful eternity saying that. I mean, do you guys understand? I understand Nikola Tesla and Albert Einstein are unaware of the word I promise you. I promise you, it is. I promise you, all the famous people of the world are unaware of the word I, except I. I'm somebody much greater because I understand that. I mean, nobody can lie to me, but I became aware of the word I, at 28. I mean, in a sense, so no matter what, it's really, that is how it is. But I understand every single day you must understand that it's really, I became the word I really at around 28. I realized it's 28. I realized it's just this year, approximately just this year, I became aware of the word I. I mean, how did I do that? I was writing so much about everything. I understand, I go into my journal now, and all I do is I say, I want to go do this today, I want to do this today, I want to make sure I'm going to have a shower today, I'm going to have this today, I'm going to make sure I'm looking good today, I'm going to make sure I'm going to do something I love every single day, and then I'm going to understand, I'm going to give some ideas today, I'm going to make sure I'm going to talk into my journal, I'm going to talk into my journal today, I'm going to look at people now, I'm going to look at what this guy's doing, I understand that, I understand either way, I'm talking, I understand every single day, I'm just planning something always with my eye. I understand when I'm planning all the time how to live my life to the fullest, I'm just planning in my journal with the word I, and that's all I'm doing. I mean, you must understand that when you read my physical journal and how I write with the word I, and you physically read that, I'm always coming back to the word I. If you just repeat after I in this video, then you understand how I talk with the word I. I mean, so what you do is pause the video and repeat after I. I mean, pause the video now and say what I said. I mean, now, understand either way, you pause the video again and say what I said. But start with the word I first. And now pause the video, and what did I say? I mean, go and repeat that word I, and then either way, pause the video again and say again what I said. Because that's how you're going to learn how I speak. Whereas if you learn how I speak, then you understand how to sentence the words around the word I. And then go and practice, please. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you understand either way, that if you just talk like I talk, literally, just pause the video, just talk and speak like I talk, then you understand how to word sentences with the word I. That's all I'm doing. Now just copy me in terms of the word I, in terms of how I speak. I mean, just copy I and how I speak all day long. In terms of the words, I mean, the words is how I speak. I mean, everything else comes from the words. I mean, this is coming from the words. I mean, I'm here because I said I'll be here. I said I'm here, so no matter what, I'm always here, so I'm focusing on understanding that if you just talk like I talk, then you understand how to talk with the word I. Once you understand to get to that stage of talking with your word I, then you understand that you're going to be far greater with your word I, and then you go and take off with your word I and speak I to everybody. I mean, what is I? I is exactly what I am. I am what I am. I am that I am. I mean, that's what God said. I am that I am. I is the I. I is what I am. I mean, what is I? I is I, man. I is the best word. I is everything. I is what you are. I is all that you have to know. I is what you know. I is what you have to understand to know yourself in the word I. I is the simplest way to live life. So if you understand it every single day, I understand Bibles now. I understand the God's Bible. I understand that's the whole mark and the test of life, is to understand who is going to use the I first and who is going to go I greater. I mean, there's many people on the planet, but I, Danny Milivojevic, is far greater than all of them because I have my word I. I realize Danny Milivojevic without the word I is nothing. I promise you. You can only be I or the word nothing. I mean, what would you rather be? I mean, would you rather be I or nothing? I mean, be the word I, please. I understand, so make sure you understand, every single day when I grow people all the time. But imagine the world today. I realize everybody's having sex with everybody who has no word I. I mean, they have no word I, and they're just all having sex with no word I. I mean, this woman's going to go for some guy because that guy has no word I. I understand? I mean, she'd rather go for some guy who has no word I, who has no Jesus Christ, than somebody who has Jesus Christ in the word I. I understand? So people today in 2021 are just having sex around with anybody who has no word I. Marcia, that's it. If I understand every single day that what's important is understand anyway, I have far more than they do, because I have the word I at least. They're having sex and they have no word I. I mean, who else can you have other than the word I? I mean, if you have no word I, then you have nothing. I mean, never cut information out of your life is what Jesus said. Jesus said, never cut information from your life away. I mean, be so interesting and be so curious. And that's the verse of the Bible that says, never cut your word I out. I mean, if he says never cut the word I out, I mean, he means never cut any information from your life out. Because the word I is information. I mean, it's so simple, isn't it? Now, from the word I comes the whole book of life of everything. I understand that is amazing, isn't it? So there's nobody better for this job than I. I'm the best preacher of the planet about Jesus Christ and everything in I can preach Jesus Christ more than you can. I promise you. I promise you now, every single day, no matter what. That's why I get the respect I deserve every single day. I mean, that's why I have many people getting my business card today. I mean, make sure you understand either way that these people may be understanding that, but I understand that what's amazing every single day is I never need them in my life. I mean, do you believe that Jesus Christ needs you? Promise you, Jesus Christ says, I need you. I need you. You have to understand, I always leads the conversation. I lead you. I mean, nobody ever leads I lead I. I can only ever lead I only. I can lead the word I into you. I mean, do you understand? I can lead the word I so that you can grab the word I and so that you can go and inspire people. I mean, in a sense, so let's say the word I is right here. I mean, come and grab the word I, baby. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you understand that if you grab the word I today, I mean, use it and utilize it like I am in this video. Now, that's all I ever do. I make sure that no matter what, that I'm always lifting my life. I'm lifting who I am every single day. I'm focusing on understanding how to talk, baby. I'm understanding that no matter what, that in eternity, my life is greatness. I'm I first, but I first came with Jesus Christ. I mean, I first came with Jesus Christ and then Danny Milivojevic. I first came second to Jesus Christ, I understand? So if there's anybody who's aware of the word I, it's Jesus Christ first and then Danny Milivojevic. I mean, understand? And that's the ladder that you have to be third. I mean, you have to understand that when you realize the word I mean, you're going to say, Jesus came first with the word I, and then Danny Milivojevic, and here I am now, third underneath them, but understand that we're all equal with the word I promise you it is. I promise you it is. I promise you now, otherwise, I understand I'll find the truth anyway. I'm in the top 10, I promise you. I'm in the top 20. I'm in the top 100 in eternity then. I mean, I'm in the top 1,000 at least. I mean, in a sense, so either way, I find out the truth. So every single day, focus on understanding that no matter what, I'm going to abbreviate the word I, because I see nobody else doing so. I see nobody else doing so except Jesus Christ right now, and I mean, in a sense, so I is the only living human being right now who I'm aware of, who has the word I, because everybody else is showing me that I right now, and I can see it. I can see through all the list of 7.6 billion people, and who has the word I and who doesn't. I can see it. I can see it exactly in their communicational skills and how they talk. Otherwise, if they say any word that's other than the word I first, then I understand they have no word I start with every single sentence first with the word I, and I finish with the word I promise you now, you must get to that point. I promise you, if there's an individual in this planet who starts with the I first and ends with the I find them right away. I find them right away, but I'm the only one. I promise you, there's nobody else. I promise you, yes, there's been quotes that says start with the word I and finish with the word I promise you, yeah, but who are they, man? I mean, who are they in life? I mean, where are they? I understand that quote. I have to see the quote, but Jesus Christ said that. I mean, Jesus Christ said that first. I mean, you must understand that. I'm now telling you, start with the I and end with the I, but I'm now the one that you understand that he's saying it. I said that too. I'm just clarifying it. I mean, make sure you understand that no matter what, that it's never start with you first and end with you. I understand Ben Harvey saying that. I mean, start with you and end with you. I should know. Or I should start with I and end with I, because Jesus said, never cut the I out. Or Jesus Christ never said, never cut the you out. Or I should know. I mean, who cares about you? I mean, care about the word I. I mean, I is more important than the word you. I mean, so make sure you understand the I word, in terms of the I word, is more important than the you word. I mean, if you understand that every single day, now we can go and treasure the word I much more. I mean, make sure you understand every single day that most people are just lost about life and they're lost about what to do today. I promise you, just go do your word I today. I promise you, that's it. I promise you, if you understand you have a great legacy, I promise you, then you're going to understand who I am. I'm the word I. I'm every single day understanding that what's important is understanding that if you go and abbreviate yourself into greatness today, I promise you, then you deserve it. I promise you, if you understand that no matter what, that the I is the vow of life and it's the way to speak every single day. I promise you now, because I have the word I have far more than anybody else in life. Because I truly understand who I am in the word I have eternity, baby. I have eternity with Jesus Christ, and I'm telling you right now that there is eternity in Jesus Christ. I promise you, there is eternity only in the word I. I mean, if you understand, Jesus Christ tells you that if you just go to the word I, then you understand eternity. And then you understand there is an afterlife. And then you understand the I word can create anything. I mean, what do you want with the word I promise you, God will give it to you in the word I after this life and in this life. I mean, whatever you want, I mean, you can have it. I mean, when you're with Jesus Christ and you say that you want to continue having sex, whatever, or else in terms of whatever, or else now, if you understand every single day that no matter what, that if you want to continue having sex in eternity over there with Jesus Christ and God, promise you, all you have to do is say, I want that. I mean, just be able to speak that with God, and then guess what? I mean, ask and you shall receive. I mean, they're saying, but if you ask and you shall receive, then you start saying the word I first. I promise you now, what's even better than sex is I comes before sex. I mean, in a sense, so what's even more important than any woman or man in the world is I comes before the man and the woman. I understand? I mean, what's more important than Jesus Christ and God is I comes before Jesus Christ and God. I mean, you must understand. I comes first. I mean, what came before the dinosaurs? I did. I came before dinosaurs did. I promise you. I comes before that. I mean, what came before the dinosaurs? I promise you, from that point, I mean, what was there? I mean, what was before the dinosaurs? I mean, what else? I mean, only I. I mean, guess what? I mean, God creates the world, and guess what happens? I mean, puts dinosaurs here for a bit, and then guess what? I mean, from that point, I mean, what happened after the dinosaurs? Now, from that point came the cavemen. I mean, cavemen came after, I mean, cavemen and cavewomen came after the dinosaurs. I mean, what came after cavemen and cavewomen? I mean, it has to be Adam and Eve. I mean, it has to be an Adam and Eve time. I understand? I mean, the tree of Eve and the Garden of Eden. I mean, understand? I mean, what happened after that? I promise you now, it's more Caesar and Hercules times. I mean, understand? I promise you now, what happened after that? I promise you, Jesus Christ. I promise you, Jesus Christ came after Hercules and all that. I promise you. I promise you now, you must understand, Moses came before Jesus Christ. I mean, Moses came before Jesus Christ. I mean, and then Jesus Christ came. I promise you, that's how it is. I promise you now, what happened after Jesus Christ? I promise you, then it's the Roman emperor. I promise you, then it's the Caesar and all that. And Gladiator film. I promise you, yeah. I promise you, that's how it is. I mean, how do I understand that? I can see the time. I can see the time. I promise you, Jesus Christ came before Hercules and all that. But is it really? I mean, you must understand that what's important is understanding that if you understand every single time those times, or else the dinosaurs and then the nice beautiful caveman and cavewoman and then the tree of Eden, the Garden of Eden. Now from that point, I promise you now, either way, or else now, you must understand that what's important is understanding so. I promise you, understanding that Jesus Christ came before the Hercules events. I mean, and then from the Hercules event came the emperor. I mean, I promise you. I promise you now, every single day, I understand that no matter what, that I'm going to go and speak much more. I understand every single day that it's a time in that happening every single day, but it's how you say it every single day. I promise you, if you believe in your word I promise you'll find a greater detail. I promise you'll find that no matter what you say, I promise you can see it. I promise you can see that Jesus Christ did come before Hercules times. I understand, so make sure you understand that. I mean, make sure you understand that no matter what, that every single time we're going to go and be much more. But Hercules and Hector and all these people who were fighting in the Trojan War back then, they are people who have no word I. I mean, you must understand that. I mean, Hercules back then is straight up killer of all people, understand? Except himself, or else he has the word I to never kill himself. Understand? Or else if you never kill yourself today, it's because you have the word I. Or else if you never kill other people, it's because you have the word I. Understand? So you guys do have the word I, but you have to become aware of it even more if you want to have a great legacy. I understand most of these people here have the word I. I promise this world has a word I because it is the way it is. But if this world had no word I, then there is no this world anymore. But this world is only happening because of humanity now. I mean, understand? But it's happening because of Jesus Christ too. I understand? So make sure you understand that this world is going on right now because all these people that you see have a word I to never kill I. I mean, you guys have a word I today to never kill the word I. I mean, understand? To some certain extent. I mean, you guys believe in your word I to the certain extent to never kill another word I in this life. I mean, that's that. I mean, you must understand that. I mean, you understand? I'm pretty sure the I is the belief system. I'm pretty sure if you understand how to use the word I, then you understand that your whole belief system and your whole mindset is just the word I. I'm pretty sure if you just understand how to use the word I now with the whole mindset, I'm pretty sure now you can communicate. I mean, understand? But without the word I in your mindset, then you're lost like a sheep. I mean, understand? I mean, what's the most important word to you in life? I mean, what's that one word that you love? I mean, it has to be I first. I first. I mean, I has to be first in your life. I mean, understand? I mean, most people are going to say maybe a dog is more important than them because that's the first word of life for them. I mean, the first word of life, mate, is the word I. I mean, you understand? I mean, if you ask me what's the first word of life, I just say I. I mean, understand? I mean, what's the word of life, Danny? I mean, you understand? Because I'm Australian. I mean, make sure you understand every single day that is how you raise the flag of Australia today. I mean, so make sure every single day, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, so make sure every single day you understand that what's important is if you want to sing any tonality, I, mean, do you understand? I mean, that's the Armin van Buuren melody. I love it because when I hear it, I can abbreviate it. I mean, understand? So make sure you understand that if you want to hear a great melody, then sing it with the I. I understand because I mean, that's a real melody, isn't it? Because you can actually sing it. But anything else that's I mean, when you hear the actual tonality of the psytrance music today, it's just kick and then kick, kick, I mean, that's the actual melody of psytrance today. I mean, that's what people love today. Alright, and either way, when I play music, I try to make music and melodies in the I fashion. I mean, something that I can remember with the word I is how you make a melody. I understand now how to make melodies. I understand that when I make a kick, I have to make a kick that sounds like I can make a kick. I understand that if I want to make a track today, it has to sound like the word I. I'm pretty sure that's it. I mean, if you want to do anything today, I mean, understand the word I. I'm pretty sure every single day, focus on understanding that if I came today and I strip you from your clothing today, and I pat you on the head, I mean, how do you feel that a dog feels when you put clothes on them? I mean, how does a dog feel when you put clothing on them? I mean, that's like me coming and stripping you naked in front of people. I mean, without you having to do anything about it. I mean, that's it? I mean, now you're in nude in front of people. And then go and walk, baby. I'll pat you on the head too. I mean, go naked in front of people. I mean, and that's how dogs feel. Of course, dogs and non-human animals, when they have clothing on them, because you dress them up in clothing, That's how they feel. I mean, they feel nude. Understand? So make sure you understand that's how a dog feels, and a cat or anything that's a non-human animal when you dress them in clothing, which is I strip you naked in front of people, and that's it. I mean, without you having to control me anymore. Understand? I put power over you so that you do nothing about it. Understand? So people are making non-human animals circus clowns. I mean, they're making animals embarrassing. I mean, understand? I mean, if an elephant never jumps up for the human being, then they get 10 whips in the ass. If you never lick my shoes, I give you 5 smacks to the head like this. That's how humans are treating non-human animals. If you never bow down right now, I'll give you a punch to the head 50 times. I mean, that's how circus people are with non-human animals. I mean, do you understand? Because if the elephant never does what the humans want, the guy will kick the elephant as much as possible. I mean, do you understand? So never do that, please. I mean, that's never humane. I understand? I mean, that's never the word I. I mean, there's no word I there. For sure, although that non-human animals and animals of non-human animals have the word I. They have the word I. Now I can see it. I can see it. Every single non-human animal is real with the word I. Now you must understand that's why non-human animals are much more aware than human beings today. I promise you. It's very true. But if you understand the word I, then you as a human being are much more aware than as a human being who understands the word I is aware always of the animal and the whole world, and much more aware than the non-human animals, and can do much more. Now humans can do far more than non-human animals can, but only when they understand the word I. Now a little cat, my cat can do far more than most people today. A little cat or non-human animal can do much more than non-human animals today in terms of animals of the world such as humans, except I. I mean, in a sense, so anybody such as these people walking around I today who are unaware of the word I, but they have a word I to some certain extent, I can see it, but understand that a cat can do far more than them. A cat can do far more than those people. I understand, and crocodile too. They at least can teach me the word I and how it is. Non-human animals are the best teachers of the word I. They say how it is. I mean, do you understand? I mean, they show you right away without hiding the truth. I mean, if the dog runs away from you, it's because you are teaching the dog to run away from you. It's that simple. If the dog licks you, it's because you are teaching the dog to do that. And that's it. If the dog runs away from you totally and never comes back, it's because you never had the word I. Now, it's because you're cruel to the dog or the woman or whatever. You must understand that if you're single and nobody wants you because you have the word I, it's because other people are unaware of the word I about you. I understand? I mean, they're unaware of your word I and their word I. That's why they are never chasing your word I, because they believe they can find the word I in somebody else. I mean, understand? I mean, they're lost astray. I mean, if you chase me today, I'll develop your word I. I'll make sure you speak it. I mean, if you're my woman today, and if you marry me in terms of my I, or as if you marry I today, and you're a woman, because I do that. I am never gay. I understand all that. What's amazing is if you marry I teach you the word I and how to speak your word I all day long. And I make sure that I abbreviate it before you even talk. I mean, I make sure you speak the word I. And then I also teach my kids how to speak the word I. I'm pretty sure that's it. I mean, in a sense, so you may be very lucky if you meet me in I. I mean, you have to be lucky to marry I. I mean, in a sense, so most people can never lead you with the word I can. I can lead you with the word I. But they can lead you with the first word, which is queen or king. I mean, they'll say, King of Stars happens. When Jesus Christ went to the nice, beautiful brick wall over there, I realize now, either way, approach they lose themselves completely. I understand? I mean, they start with the king first, or they start with the what, or the why first. I mean, no. I mean, never do that. I mean, start with the word I first. I mean, what word do you finish with? I. I mean, what word do you start with? I. I in every single sentence. I in every single word. I is your life. I is complete. I understand that. I understand that what's important every single day is understanding that many people are unaware of the word I. But I understand non-human animals. And what happens just recently, I just seen a bird. I seen this bird, and a beautiful bird. But imagine that bird's point of view. I put myself in the bird's shoes over here, and the bird has a word I. But imagine you're that little bird like this. I mean, you're a small bird, but that small bird is going to walk around big human beings in the planet. I mean, that little bird is going to walk around human beings like this, man. I mean, imagine how much courage that little bird has to do that. I mean, imagine how much courage that little bird or little ant has to walk around giant human beings, man. I mean, do you understand? And human beings that have no word I. I mean, I mean, of course, I'll never hurt the bird. But these people who have no word I go kicking the bird as well, and they'll kill it. But that bird is going to walk right through the crowd anyway, because that bird understands that those people are unaware. Now, I understand that what's amazing, although, I understand that bird is very aware of it. That bird is aware that these human beings can kill that bird, I promise you. That bird, anyway, walks right through the crowd. I mean, that bird right away walks through the crowd. All non-human animals can understand that humans will kill it. I mean, do you understand that? I mean, if you kill a non-human animal when you step on it, it's because you have no word I. I mean, I at 8 years of age, I sat in front of the road over there, and I was very unaware of what I was doing. I seen ants, and I was playing a game of killing all the ants. I mean, that's the worst, man. I mean, understand? I mean, who taught me that in life? I promise you, other people taught me that. People taught me that. People taught me to kill animals. I mean, I grew up in a family of meat eaters, and they were always teaching me that. And they were saying, meat has to come on the food and table. I mean, if you want to eat, I mean, then you have to eat the pig, they said. I mean, that's it. I mean, instead of going to the shopping center to get me some tofu, or as my biological dad took me to McDonald's, mate, to eat some hamburgers. I mean, that's it. I mean, instead of eating nice, beautiful vegan food and plant food, I realized for my beautiful Saint Day, I promise you, we had a lot of meat on the table instead, because that's what they were teaching I promise you, they're unaware of the word I. I mean, do you understand? So anybody who's eating meat today is unaware of their word I to that extent. I mean, if you become aware of the word I, then you understand that you are you understand that you are much more important than the meat that you're eating. But then you're going to understand this, that the word I is much better than meat itself. I promise you, then you have to say, I never need to eat pigs anymore. I never need to eat cows anymore. I never need that in my life, mate. I promise you, now what's amazing is understand that I never need to go killing animals anymore. I mean, you have to say that. Now, what can I do? What can I do to never eat animals anymore? I have to go learn something. I have to go learn what to eat. I have to go learn in the supermarket, and I have to make the supermarket my university. I have to go look at the labels of every single food now. I have to make sure I see everything that is behind the information of those words, and I have to learn and study food and drink now. I mean, if you want to become a vegan, then you have to study the food and drink behind it. I mean, in a sense, so if you want to become a vegan, it's because you have to say it first. I need you to say, I want to become a vegan. I want to become a vegan. I understand now I have to go learn how to become one. I need you to say that. I mean, if you never say it, then you'll never become a vegan. I mean, and then you'll never know how it is to become a vegan. I mean, that's it. But I still don't know how to become a vegan. Even though I'm a vegan, I'm still learning how to become a vegan. I'm still learning how to be a vegan every single day. I mean, I'm a student of life. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you understand. I'm still learning how to do all I'm doing. But the word I'm still learning the word I. I'm still learning the word I, but I know the word I only. I need you to understand that. I understand that I say I before the drugs. I never need a drug. I never need to go to the pub with you, mate. I mean, the guy's gonna say, give me a drink. I mean, get it yourself. I mean, you go get it yourself. I mean, they may say, stand up for me. I say, I need you to stand up for yourself. I mean, I want to sit. I mean, you can never force me. I say, I mean, you can never force me. I say, you can never force me. I mean, they may say, carry this. I say, you carry it. I never need to carry it. I never let them control you in terms of the word I. I mean, use the word I, but nobody's ever controlling your word I except you. I mean, you're the only one that's going to say, I love you today. I promise you, nobody else. I mean, I'm very sure that, guess what? I say I love you. I mein, but never expect other people to say I love you. I mean, just be the one to say I love you. I thank you. I mean, in a sense, so every single day, focus on understanding that this gentleman over here is the first one today to grab it. I mean, in a sense, because nobody else deserves it except I. I mean, make sure every single day that those who believe in I grab the word I over here. And then they become the word I, and that's it. I'm just giving the word I over here. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you understand that no matter what, I understand and I simplify every single day what the word I is every single day. I'm understanding that no matter what, that if you're such a smart ass to walk away from I, then you have no life. I mean, never ever walk away from the word I. I understand that dog there understands I. That dog is looking at I and saying, yes, I need you to keep going, mate. I need you to keep going. I understand that dog is very cheerful. I understand that. I understand when a dog is very cheerful, it's because the owner is taking care of the dog. I mean, do you understand? I mean, it's because the owner has the word I to the extent to make the dog happier. That's it. If you have a pet dog or a pet cat, I mean, never ever make it so upset in life. I mean, never make anything so upset. But dogs and non-human animals will teach you how to love. I promise you, if the dog's happy, it's because you are happier. I mean, if the dog's very upset around you, it's because you're so depressing. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. It's very nice to have a dog or a cat around to teach yourself how to love and understand the dog or cat. Because that's like Digimon. I mean, it's like having a little Pokemon around you. I promise you, isn't that beautiful? I mean, you understand? I mean, you can have a Pokemon bird around you. I mean, you can have a Pokemon dog around you. I mean, you can have a Pokemon anything around you. I mean, have a Pokemon Danny Milivojevic around you. I mean, whoa. I mean, that's the best Pokemon in the world, huh? I mean, you understand? I have to catch them all. I have to make sure that I want to be the very best. I say, no one ever does. I say, dun, 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 dun. I say, to catch them is my greatest. To train them is my cause. I say, Pokemon. I say, I gotta catch them all. I say, it's you and me. I say, it's my destiny. I say, Pokemon. I say, oh, you're my best friend in the world across the land. I mean, I grew up watching that, man. I love that song, man. I respect that. But guess what? I understand that those lyrics are real. I realize those lyrics are really, really off the tap in a way that they start with Pokemon. I'm very appreciative. It's never start with Pokemon first, man. I mean, I say Pokemon. That's how you can actually understand how to sing it. I realize if you want to sing lyrics, I mean, sing with the I first. I mean, you never start with, oh, you're my best friend, or else no. I mean, you never say, oh, my best friend. I say, oh, you're my best friend. I say, oh, you're my best friend, because I have to put the I there. Now, many lyrics in the life are missing. Now, I understand that lady who's the New South Wales politician wants to change one word in the Australian national anthem, and she wants to change some other word that's never the word I. I mean, how funny is that? I mean, she believes that this nice, beautiful word is so much more important than the word I. Understand? Because she never understands this. I mean, she wants people to sing Australians, oh let us rejoice. I mean, where's the I first? I mean, I never starts first in that nice beautiful lyrics. I want people to go, I, Australians, let us rejoice. I mean, understand? Although we can say, I sing Australians, oh let us rejoice. I sing Australians, let us all rejoice. I mean, never start with Australians. I mean, say, I sing Australians. I mean, that's even better, isn't it? But she wants to change one little letter. That's never the word I. I mean, in the sense of, understand her. I understand that, say, or else it's a Beckian one, or it's a Beckian one. I understand her. Or else now, every single day, you must understand that no matter what, that when I say something every single day, I look better and better about what I say because I go in front of people to do it. So I'm understanding, I'm always aware of the word I because that's all the time in the world I have to speak my word I. So I understand at 28 years of age, I'm really living much better than everybody else who has no word I. And even though I'm 28, I'm much more ahead of the world today. I understand that when I say I'm 28, I say I am 28. But what am I really? I'm the word I because I start with the word I in this sentence when I say I am 28. I mean, you can say your age, but never say that you're old. I mean, say that you're young. I'm never old, I'm young. I'm young forever. I'm forever young. I want to be forever young. I mean, a version that has an I in it. That's why it's so good. I'm forever young. I want to be forever young. I mean, that's how you sing. I'm forever young. I want to be forever young. I understand. That's the lyrics. I love that. But if he said forever young, I'll never sing it then. I mean, imagine singing forever young. I mean, what? I mean, what are you singing to forever young for? I mean, how can you sing to forever young? I mean, and then he says, want to be forever young. I mean, who wants to be forever young? I want to be forever young. I am forever young. I mean, that's why he says in his lyrics, I'm forever young. Because I is who I am. I is who I am. I mean, if you just sing forever young and want to be forever young, I mean, who wants to be forever young, mate? I say then that it's I want to be forever young. I am forever young. I understand every single day that if you understand no matter what, that we have to learn every single day how to talk, and we have to learn how to rap, and we have to learn how to understand everything. Approach every single day, practice and practice and practice about what you love to do all day long, and then you become just that. Approach that's the final aspect of life, which is I. I is the final aspect of life. Approach now, if you understand, never wait for anybody to speak your word I for you. Approach now, you are the only one that can speak I love you today. I can never force you to do so. I love everybody. I make sure you understand that nobody can force you to say I love you, but you. Approach that means that you have to talk for yourself. I mean, make sure every single day you're going to do something every single day to find success. I mean, find success in your life today. I mean, make sure you're more successful. I mean, make sure every single day you're going to go and encourage yourself to live life. I mean, if you understand every single day that what's important in your life must be the word I. Approach the word I is something I teach. I just teach you one letter of God. Approach it's the only letter of God. Approach there's nothing else. Approach there's nothing else except the letter of God, which is I. I mean, if you understand that if you just know the letter of God, which is I, and then use every other word with God, which is all the other letters of God, I mean, then understand that the word I is far more important than any other word. That's it. Now understand every single day that the human beings around me were always pointing me away from the I. The people around me were always pointing me away from the word I. I mean, why is that? Because they're unaware of the word I themselves. I mean, they were always saying that there's something much more important. They were always saying this. They were always telling me, in terms of the word I, that the word I is something that other people never have in the way that they have it. I realize now. I realize that other people were telling I that something else is much more important than I itself. I'm here to say that the I itself is much more important than everything else. So I'm flipping the switch over here. Or else you may call somebody else more important, but I'm saying I'm much more important than somebody else today. I am much more important than where you're going today, I promise you. I'm much more important than where you're living today in your life, I promise you. I'm much more important than your circumstance and your job today, I promise you. I have a heart at least. I have the word I to tell you. I can tell you I love you. I promise you now, you must understand. I am much more important than your family in life. I mean, do you understand? I'm much more important all the time. I promise you now, every single day you must understand that what's important every single day is understand that no matter what, then when I say that, I mean it. I mean every single day, focus on understanding on how you can use the word I daily. Or else, when you use the word I, then we're going to focus upon understanding that's all you ever have to do. First, it's the only method of life that if you understand anything about life, then you understand how to speak much better. First, I promise you now, just learn how to speak much better, and then the time goes really quickly. I promise you, time goes really quickly when you're in front of people, learning the word I, and then you're just speaking all day long. I promise you, time goes quickly. I promise you now, I understand I have 3 lockdown days in Brisbane of the COVID. I understand that, but guess what? Or else my work is still going on. I mean, make sure I understand no matter what, that I always have a shower and a group before I come. Here, I understand that no matter what, I make sure that before I even go outdoors, I have a shower and a groom before I go anywhere. I make sure that when I go to a toilet, I make sure I groom along the way as well. I'm making sure I'm always giving the ideas that you need, but I have to be standing around for this long to be able to speak this long. So it's physical work, but guess what? I'm at least in front of people. I'm at least getting the attention I deserve daily to be able to be here. But all I'm doing is just being in the present moment with the word I. I realize now the only way to be present in the moment with the word I is to understand the word I. So if you look at Eckhart Tolle and it says that the tree is so silent and that the tree is so still, Brush now, you must understand either way that if you look at that, Brush now, I understand that, but is it going to speak the word I for you? Brush no. Brush now, what is he trying to, Brush, what is Eckhart Tolle trying to teach you over here? Brush, he's just trying to teach you to be in silence, and that's it. Brush, he's just trying to teach you to just stay silent with your life. Brush now, if you stay silent with your life, Brush, that's a better way of life. Brush, it's a better way of life to stay more silent than loud. I promise you. Now, if you understand how to do that, Brush, it's because I understand that it's much better to stay silent than louder. I understand that. I understand that no matter what, that I stay silent with myself. But if I stay silent, then I go away from the crowd and I stay silent. Now that's the, where does that go? That goes to the wood. That goes towards I. That goes towards I. So to stay silent throughout life, and just to be more silent than talking with other people and talking with anything other than yourself, that leads to the word I. Now every single day I'm understanding that no matter what, I'm always looking at you. I understand you love me, don't you? You're a little good doggy. I love you very much. I love you. I understand either way. I understand that that little dog loves me. I understand that dog is really, really appreciative of its master. Now every single day I'm focusing on understanding that no matter what, that sometimes you have to go and really understand that if a dog loves you so much, they're going to come up to you. In the sense that I was checking out that dog and I'll say, yeah, I say that's a beautiful dog. I'm making sure you understand that dog is looking at I and saying, hey, I want to come and see you. I'm understanding that dog is saying, hey, I understand you have your word, I, mate. I say, yeah, I do. In a sense, so that's a natural way and a natural instinct to understand that if you have a dog around you that's so cheerful around you, it's because you are becoming more cheerful. Animals will teach you a great way of life, but I've seen a crocodile kiss a human being. I promise you now, how do you kiss a crocodile like that? That's in the open and in the wild. I promise you, the word I is the answer. I promise you have to be around that crocodile for a bit. I promise you have to get to understand that crocodile. I promise you, there's only one crocodile that you have to meet, for example, and just be around feeding it for a bit. Be around feeding it, but guess what? I realized, no. You never have to feed the crocodile. Or else what you do is understand this, that all you have to do with that crocodile is be around it, and be able to teach it your word I. I mean, make sure you understand that when you see crocodiles, you remain silent with them. I mean, be so silent with the crocodile, because the silent crocodile understands that when anything is very silent with it, that there's no danger around. I mean, there's no danger around when it's silence. So if you find your way throughout life in a silent nature, in a silent way of life, it's because you have peace and quiet and you're something of a friend. Whereas when you're silent with me and you're never speaking to me, I understand you're my friend. When you're silent with me, I understand you're my friend right now. I understand that. But if you shout at me, I should now understand that you're in misery. I understand straight away. If I find you shouting at me right now, it's because you have misery in your life. I understand that. But if you're silent with me right now, it's because you love me. I brush you. Because the silence speaks so loud, doesn't it? Your silence says that you love me. I understand you're very silent with me. Now, I understand that these people do love me because you have silence with me right now. I mean, every single day focus on understanding that what's important is understanding how to teach yourself how to be around the world. So if you teach yourself around people to understand that silence is the way to go. I follow the silence. So that's the best way to teach non-human animals how to cheer up and how to also be loving and be happier as well. Or else that's what Eckhart Tolle does in the world. I mean, he's much more of a silent individual and always silence, and he's using silence to understand the word I. But is he aware of the word I? I promise you no. Now, he's never aware of the word I to the extent I am. Or he's unable to speak the word I as much as I can. Eckhart Tolle is unaware of the word I, but he's aware of the word I in the silence. Now, in the silence, he says, that's the way. Whereas it's like Predator. I watched the nice, beautiful film Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, and the guy's on the bridge with a nice, beautiful machete, and he's going like this. But he's looking at the nice, beautiful way of the trees out there. He's looking at the trees somewhere, and he says, that is the way. I mean, there's something over there. I mean, what's over there? I don't know. I can feel something over there. He says, I remember that scene of the Predator. What's over there? It's silence. There's silence over there. I can feel it. I mean, if you follow the silence every single day, then you understand the Predator is silence. But the Predator is a nice, beautiful Predator. I mean, make sure you understand every single day that if you go and follow the silence in between the gaps, you find the word I. I is everything. But every single day, understand that the way you train anybody in life is through silence alone. I mean, being able to understand that non-human animals learn your silent nature. And the more silent you are with crocodiles and with non-human animals and people, the nicer you are and the happier you are, and the more you train other people and non-human animals to love you. Now, eventually what happens is, in order for you to kiss a crocodile on the mouth, or else now you have to understand to reel the crocodile inwards toward you. I mean, you have to get the crocodile to come to you. I mean, how do you do that? I mean, what you do is kneel down. Kneel down like this and get the crocodile to come right next to you. Get the crocodile to come right next to you, and then get it to come right to your face, and then go and kiss the crocodile. That's the only way you'll ever kiss a crocodile. That's it. Now, do you have that courage to do that? Because that crocodile can go and boom, and can kick your head. He can just get your head really quickly. In a sense, so you have to have a lot of courage to do that. But how do you get that courage? It's the word I. I understand, but as I'm doing this, I understand this crocodile will never kill me because I understand what's going on. I understand I'm very silent with the crocodile. I understand I'm never trying to hurt it in the first place. But the crocodile is aware of that. And now I can kiss the crocodile. It's the same thing when you see a cobra right next to you, and it's a poisonous cobra. Now, when it's a poisonous cobra right next to you, you can go right into the cobra's face, and you can look at it right in the face, and it'll never bite you. It'll never bite you because you are also silent with the cobra. You are silent with the cobra, and the cobra is coming to you. Whereas if you go to the crocodile and you go one step forward to the crocodile while it's coming to you, boom, I realize it'll grab you. I realize it'll grab you right away. I promise you, although I've seen a cheetah in one of those non-human animal forms, and a cheetah goes up to the nice beautiful lake and ocean and starts drinking something, or it starts drinking the lake of the water, but it never sees that the crocodile is coming to kill it. Whereas now, why is the crocodile going to kill the actual cheetah? I promise you, although that's a natural instinct, isn't it? But how does a cheetah and a crocodile get along in the jungle is what I want to understand. I promise you, although it's the word I. Promise you now, in order for the cheetah to be friends with a crocodile, I promise you all the cheetah has to do is walk away. I mean, in a sense, so that's what I mean. I promise you, non-human animals in the jungle never get along. I promise you, there's no chance that they can get along. I mean, why? I mean, it's the way it is. I promise you, it's because of the word I. I promise you now, if the cheetah becomes a friend with the crocodile, I promise you now, what does that say? I promise you, it means that they understand each other to a certain extent if they have the word I. Promise now, if you understand that non-human animals have to learn this. I promise you, non-human animals have to learn this, because if you're a crocodile and I'm a cheetah, but we're friends, I mean, of course we can be friends. But in the jungle, I mean, of course we can be friends. I mean, of course, but non-human animals have to learn that. I mean, do you see? So every single day, understand that the best way the cheetah and also the crocodiles can be friends, and how to spot which animals are aware of the word I is to understand which animals are bonding together with other animals. So the zebra is much more aware of the word I when the zebra is next to the giraffe and the elephant, and the giraffe is next to the elephant. For sure, these animals, when they're together, for sure they are I. For sure, they understand the word I. For sure, when you see the Lion King, for example, and the Lion King says, "This is my son," but then what is happening down there with all the animals? For sure, they're all together. For sure, they're all together, and that's I. For sure, that's where this world has to come. For sure, that's the nice, beautiful trick of life, where we understand that that is eternity. For sure, that nice, beautiful scene from Lion King, where the baboon lifts Simba to all the nice, beautiful animals down there who are all together, and the crocodiles there, and the lions, and the predators are all with the ants, and they're all with the nice, beautiful way of life. Nobody's eating each other. For sure, that to me is eternity, and that's how it is in heaven with Jesus Christ. For sure, all the nice, beautiful animals are together, watching together Jesus Christ and everything that's going on in I understand? So that's the beautiful imagination of eternity for me, where you understand that all the animals that kill each other in real life are on screen in a cartoon together and loving each other. For now, that's what those jungle animals have to learn, which is the word I, and to become like that. For now, what are the chances that this world is going to have that kind of world in the Simba of Lion King film, in that kind of category, or that image in this world in reality? I promise you that it's going to happen in the word I. Promise now, I believe it happens in the word I promise you it can happen in the word I understand, although that's what can happen in eternity for you in the word I promise now, that's why it's going to happen in the word I promise now, you must understand either way, that whatever you understand today is, now I have a beautiful imagination to understand exactly how non-human animals can get along with humans and other species in the planet, but just being around each other and just having fun without eating each other. I mean, guess what? I realized when they never eat each other, I mean, what do they resort to eating? I mean, now let's just go eat some plant food. I mean, ta-da. I mean, that's where veganism comes in, isn't it? I mean, isn't veganism so beautiful that I never have to eat non-human animals, and I never have to eat others, and I never have to eat you, for example. I never have to eat any human beings anymore because I'm a vegan. But since you eat meat, you must understand that maybe you're going to kill a human being as well to eat meat. I mean, I never have to eat meat in the first place. I mean, because I'm just more of a discipline in life. So every single day I'm focusing on understanding that that is where you need to come by. And you have to understand that when this world, in terms of all the non-human animals and all the people, stop eating meat altogether, now let's just eat some leaves and fruits and vegetables. I mean, in a sense, to make sure you understand that's the kind of world you have to live every single day, which is a better world. That's a better world, isn't it? That's my imagination. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you understand that's who I am in the word I only. Now, if you understand every single day what's going on in the zoos of life, I mean, guess what? I mean, those animals are feeling unsafe. I mean, they're unsafe. And some animals have family around them. Or some animals, in terms of non-human animals that are in the zoo, are feeling much greater with the same companions around of their nature. I mean, in a sense, so they are much more unaware of what's going on, but when they're together, I promise they're having a great time and they're bonding. Even though they may be, let's say, where they are in a zoo, I promise they're having fun, I promise you. But that's all it is, and that's great. But if you split them up into that zoo, I promise you, now they're so afraid. I promise they're so lost with who they are. I promise you it is. I promise you it is. Because now you trap, I promise you, if you trap a crocodile in a zoo alone, I promise you, and it's alone, I promise you, what happens with that crocodile is it becomes destroying of itself. I promise you, that crocodile never wants to live anymore. I promise you, because that crocodile feels like it's in prison. But if you breed the crocodile and that crocodile lives in that prison all its life, I promise you, now it has a word I. I promise you, that crocodile now has a word I regardless of what you do to them. I understand, but if you get a crocodile from the wild and put it into a zoo on its own, I promise you that crocodile becomes destructive and it starts killing everything. I understand? But it starts killing itself too. Because it's unhappy now. Imagine grabbing yourself. Imagine you're a crocodile who lives in the whole wild of a jungle, and then you put it into this freaking zoo with 4 walls around it, like a prison cell all its life. And for the next 70 years, it's going to live like that. I promise you, that crocodile, since it's seen the jungle, and now this freaking box, it's going to kill itself. It's going to kill everything that you can, as fast as possible. Understand? And itself, or else it wants to kill itself too. Because I can see it. I can see that crocodile is destructive all over. But if that crocodile becomes aware of the word I promise you, now the crocodile can live in eternity. Whereas now, the non-human animals have to also understand that everything in this life is a test. And it's a test to just step into the word I. And if you can understand how to step into the word I, then you can be Tarzan and Superman and Wonder Woman if you want. And you can lead the jungle, and you can be with the lions if you want. You can sleep with the lions today. Go to the jungle in Africa and sleep with your lions over there. Because you can be Tarzan, literally. And you can be Superman, because you grew up around them. You grew up around the word I. Or else if you have I can do anything. You can sleep with all the snakes if you want. And the snakes will never hurt you. Because you have the word I, and even if they're poisonous snakes, and you sleep with the snakes, I promise you, and they're poisonous, they'll never bite you if you understand the word I promise you. I promise you, if you understand the word I promise you, there's always a way around to what you want. Understand? I promise you now, if you see a big mountain, draw a little I on that mountain. I promise you, now it's never freaking a mountain anymore, because that mountain is I now. I thank you very much. If you see a freaking massive meteorite in front of you and you want to go through it, just draw a little I on the meteorite. Now, I understand I went through the freaking meteorite right now because the I is the meteorite now. I feel it's just as big. I feel just as big as the freaking mountain and just as big as the freaking meteorite. Understand? Just draw a little I on an individual that you want. Now, they are I. And that's it. Now you can achieve them if you have the word I. I can achieve anybody. I just draw a little I on who I want, and I say, I already have I. I have I already. I have I. Understand? Because you never want them. I realize you never want other people to be with you. All you want is the word I to be with you. That's it. I is much more important than other people. Now that's a nice beautiful abbreviation to say whatever you want. But if you see the Niagara Falls, for example, I draw a little I and I say, I am the Niagara Falls. Portia, that's how I view myself in my imagination. I realize if you go and see the Niagara Falls and how big it is, I say, I am the Niagara Falls. I mean, that's my imagination now. I mean, every time I see the Niagara Falls, I see and that's it. I see who I am. I mean, that's my metaphor. I mean, every single day, that's what a metaphor is. In other words, a metaphor is look at a picture of life and say, I am that picture, and that's it. I mean, that's it. I'm pretty sure if you understand how to use a metaphor now, I'm pretty sure I just told you so in the word I. I'm pretty sure now every single day I'm understanding that no matter what, that there's always a way to understand what you need. But if you understand every single day to never be afraid, I realize if a nice and beautiful animal or non-human animal goes onto your hand and it's poisonous, I mean, what do? I mean, understand that you have I. I mean, since you have I mean, all you do is go and drop it on the floor somewhere. I mean, go and drop it on the floor and never try to hurt it, because if you try to hurt it and try to kill it while it's on your arm and it's poisonous, otherwise it's going to bite you as well. I mean, in a sense, so what you do is just drop it on the floor and let it live. Now, that's it. As soon as you try to do something to really succeed every single day, I mean, focus on understanding that if you do something to help people or anything in terms of non-human animals every single day, focus on understanding that what's important is saving life. I mean, save non-human animals' lives and save your life. And save the word I in your life. I heard savers are losers. I save the word I all the time. I mean, how can I be a loser when I'm saving the word I? I mean, how can savers be losers, man? I understand Robert Kiyosaki says savers are losers, but I understand he's never a loser for saying that. I promise you, I respect him. I promise you, although, listen to me, I promise you now, he has a point with the money in terms of life. I promise you, he's saying it about money, though. I promise you, if you save plastic money in life, I mean, how are you using it, though? I mean, if you're using money to save it, I mean, are you ever going to give the money, though? I mean, go and give the money much more than you save it, is what Robert Kiyosaki is saying. I mean, but savers are never losers overall. I'm saving the word I. I mean, Jesus came to save you. I understand? I mean, although Jesus came to save the word I in this world. I mean, that's it. I mean, many people say that Jesus came to save you. I'm pretty sure Jesus came to save the word I in this world. I mean, in a sense, so Jesus came here to just put the word I in this planet, and that's it. I mean, that's the whole purpose of God and the word of the Bible and everything. I mean, Jesus came to just preach the word I to you, and that's it. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm doing now. I'm just preaching the word I to you, and that's it. I'm pretty sure that's all there is in life. But yes, I mean, go be a music producer as well, be a singer and be an actor, but preach the word I while you do it. I is everything. I'm pretty sure if you understand how to live life to the fullest, then you understand no matter what, I'm just much better than yesterday. But I'm focusing on understanding I'm going and I'm improving myself along the way. And I'm focusing on understanding that I can go right now. I'm focusing on understanding that either way, that what's my time right now, I understand I have some time. But lockdown's at 5 o'clock around here, or else I have 35 minutes. Or as lockdown. So what happens during a lockdown in COVID is understanding that they lock out, or else they lock out the whole city. And you can only ever go to the supermarket to get some food and go back into your accommodation for 3 days. And that's it. I mean, every single day you can just go to the supermarket. I mean, all the shops out there are closing. I mean, all the actual, let's say, pubs and bars will be closing in the next 3 days. I understand, although what's important is understanding that's why it's COVID. I mean, COVID can never stop the word I. I'm still going to preach the word I mean, understand, but other people who have no word I are believing that others are to blame for this. Russian, nobody's to blame for this. I mean, never blame anybody. I mean, just say, I understand that. I understand what's going on, so I just move on. I mean, how do I react to COVID? I just say, hey, I mean, you can never say, I love you for I. I have to say it. So, are you in control of I? Russia, you're never in control of I. I'm the only one speaking my I here, so you can never control the word I in my life. I'm the one speaking the word I right now. I mean, you can never speak the word I for I. I'm speaking the word I. I mean, you can never talk for I, so how do you have power over me? I mean, how can you guys have power over I? I mean, how can you stand for I in life? I mean, you have to understand, to stand for the word I. I understand, although, that I'm standing for the word I in life. Although, if you understand every single day, I never do it for you, I do it for I. I mean, sense, so if I do anything today, or as you're getting on the bike today for the word I only, I wish that's it. I mean, every single day, you must understand that whatever you're doing today and you're watching me, or else you're watching me because of the word I today. I mean, you're walking that way because of the word I. That's why. Now, every single day, I understand that no matter what I do today, it's more that I understand that I have to go. I have to understand either way, it's just time. I realize it's time to go because I understand what I've said in this video is more enough for you. It's more enough for me to understand that I have the word I, and it's all that's really I have to do. I understand every single day I'm focusing on the greater life, but have the word I and teach the word I just like Jesus Christ so you can be the word I.